Hello everyone and welcome back to The Other Castle.
Woohoo! Let's get this party started!
My name is Tom.
I'm Andrea.
And here at The Other Castle, we cover the plot, lore, and more of all your favorite video games.
Which is why today's episode is so long.
Yes, we're going to take you through the production of the game and then all the way through the story itself, which Baldur's Gate 3 has one of the longest stories ever told in the game.
Grab a snack.
Grab a snack, have a good day at work, honestly, because we're going to take up most of it for you.
If you want to hang out with us outside of this episode, you can check out our Instagram. It's at The Other Castle. You can check out our Discord, which is linked wherever you're listening to this, as well as our merch shop and our Patreon.
Yes, you can also go to our website, theothercastlepodcast.com.
That's theothercastlepodcast.com. All those things are also linked there.
On our Patreon, we do monthly episodes, both on and off season. We do early access, so if you're on our early access, you're getting this a day early.
Woohoo!
We have tiers as low as $2 a month with a 7-day free trial. And then we got $5 and $10 tiers as well, where you get extra episodes, you get movies, you get commentaries, all sorts of fun stuff.
Sometimes I make Tom cry.
Yes, we've made each other cry, definitely, on the video version.
To be clear, just their game shows and like freaking out about that. Nothing bad.
No, we torture each other.
Would it be weird if we just did like a therapy session and put it out on the Patreon?
Really emotional.
Yeah. Like,
Yeah.
what are our relationships with our parents like? Fuck.
Oh, God.
And that's just behind a paywall. Jesus Christ. That's not what we're talking about today. Today we are getting into something I do not know anything about and I'm excited to learn about.
Yes, and for those of you that do know, we're in for a wild ride.
I don't know how you're doing this.
Neither do I, when we'll get into that.
All right.
Do you remember the first time we actually mentioned Baldur's Gate on the show?
No.
It was during our Disco Elysium episode. We actually recorded that episode before Baldur's Gate was even out. Well, Baldur's Gate 3 anyway.
Okay.
Because that game was heavily influenced by this series.
Fun.
But our tale begins in 1937.
That's why this episode is so fucking long. Are you serious right now?
With the publication of a little book titled The Hobbit by J.R.R. Tolkien. It was a high fantasy novel set in the realm of Middle-earth, inhabited by dragons, dwarves, goblins, humans, wizards, and of course, hobbitses.
Is that the plural is hobbitses?
Yes.
Oh, that's awful. I love it.
Just shy of 20 years later, in 1954, he released the wildly successful and inspirational sequel trilogy, The Lord of the Rings.
Those were 20 years apart.
Yeah, right?
Why did I
crazy
think they were?
is that?
I thought they were like months apart.
No, the books themselves for Lord of the Rings, those were like over the course of another like year and a half.
Okay.
This expanded on the world he had created and bringing fantasy novels to the mainstream. This series inspired so many books, movies, and other mediums in ways we still can see through to today. It was particularly inspirational to a man named Gary Gygax. He was a massive fan of tabletop war games and developed his own system using many of the fantasy elements found in the Lord of the Rings series, calling his new game Chainmail, released in 1971. He published it independently, and the system eventually made its way to a man named Dave Arneson, who had his own system he had developed as well, called Blackmoor. Arneson was a fan of Chainmail and wanted to meet the man who created it, flying out to Gygax's home in Lake Geneva, Wisconsin. The two geeked out over tabletop games and decided that they should team up and combine their two systems into one. They formed a company together called Tactical Studies Rules, or TSR for short, and released their combined system under the title Dungeons & Dragons in 1974.
Oh.
D&D became the standard for tabletop gaming, becoming so popular, the estate of J.R.R. Tolkien had to step in with a couple lawsuits to sort out the intellectual property rights, separating the elements that were completely original to Lord of the Rings and those within the public domain. One of the biggest being that of the term Hobbit.
And hobbits.
Tolkien owned that term through and through, so D&D had to settle on the name Halflings for their version of the same style of character. Through TSR, they would produce modules and companion books to help game masters run campaigns from the comfort of basements and living rooms across the world. Players were excited to play in the world they had created, giving them limitless opportunities to live out their wildest fantasies. Something that didn't end with the invention of video games. In fact, Many game creators wanted to have a virtual version of Dungeons and Dragons they could play whenever they felt like. As getting a group together to play weekly was a chore, and still is, to be real. In 1998, gaming giant BioWare worked with TSR and publisher Interplay Entertainment to create a true Dungeons and Dragons video game, licensing the brand from TSR directly, creating the first Baldur's Gate game.
Oh.
A CRPG, which stands for Computer Role-Playing Game, making the player the spawn of Baal, the god of murder, and giving them complete freedom to play the game how they wanted from there. They could be good, evil, it was their choice. It was very popular, fortunately. As we learned in our Fallout New Vegas episode, Interplay had to sell the rights to the Fallout franchise to Bethesda just to get it out onto shelves.
Whoa.
Eventually getting a sequel and some DLC in 2000, which concluded the narrative of the franchise for the time being. There were a few attempts at a Baldur's Gate 3, but none of them ever caught traction. Meanwhile, in Belgium, while all of this was happening, a man named Sven Vinke was pursuing a career in game development. In 1996, he formed his company, Larian Studios, named after his pet dog, Lar.
Oh.
He had a fantasy series of his own that he wanted to produce that he called The Lady, the Mage, and the Knight, with a K. But nobody gave a shit about what he wanted to make, as he had only produced some edutainment games in an effort to keep the lights on at this fledgling studio. Over the years, he would struggle to find publishers, barely avoiding bankruptcy several times. There were times where it got so bad, Vinke committed tax fraud just to keep people on payroll.
Oh no.
Something he does not recommend.
Okay.
After giving up on his dream game entirely in 1999, he started pitching a new game, which was basically the same one under a new title.
So he didn't really give up.
Yeah, right? Calling it Divine Divinity, thinking that alliteration sells.
And the double D's. They
Right.
usually sells pretty well.
He released the game in 2002. It received rave reviews as a champion of CRPGs. Even better, it sold like gangbusters. Unfortunately, Sven wasn't great when it came to contracts. So when the money came rolling in, none of it made its way to Larian Studios,
Oh shit.
resulting in another near bankruptcy moment for the company.
Mm.
They had to fall back on edutainment games once more just to keep the doors open. In between, they got to work on Divinity 2, Ego Draconis. But then the 2008 global financial crisis reared its ugly fucking head. And in 2009, they were forced to release the game unfinished just to bring in money one more time.
Oh, that's almost as bad as it getting scrapped.
Yeah, this again barely staved off bankruptcy. This time, reviews were not great, and sales were dog shit,
Yeah.
resulting in the company downsizing drastically. Nobody wanted to fund their projects anymore, since they had a reputation of constant failure. Unless, of course, they were willing to make edutainment games, which they didn't want to, like, at all. So in 2014, they made a last-ditch effort to fund a new Divinity game, and turned to Kickstarter, hoping fans of the original game would come out to support, promising to get back to their roots with the series by making a classic CRPG. Fortunately for them, the fans came out
Good.
and funded Divinity Original Sin. Finally, Larian Studios had a mega hit on their hands, giving them the opportunity to expand and grow, allowing them to put forth a development cycle that very few others have ever been able to pull off. Being anti-crunch culture, Larian Studios has 3 locations. One in Quebec, one in Dublin, and one in Kuala Lumpur.
Huh.
Each in different time zones that allow for a 24-hour-a-day development cycle.
Oh shit. So there's always someone working on it.
All day, every day. with each team passing off the work from that day to the next one. Since it worked so well the first time, they returned to Kickstarter for the sequel and raised over $2 million in an hour.
Oh my god.
Original Sin 2 being declared the greatest CRPG to date. Now, they wanted to play with the big fish. By this time, TSR had sold the entire Dungeons & Dragons franchise to Wizards of the Coast. WotC owned lots of fantasy games and were famous for revitalizing nearly dead franchises, like Magic the Gathering. They also had the rights to Baldur's Gate, and wanted to see it return. So Sven struck a deal with WotC and purchased the license rights to Baldur's Gate to make the third title in the franchise. To make the game a success, they released it to early access for about 3 years,
Oh shit.
getting player feedback so they could refine and tweak every aspect to give people a genuine D&D experience at home, sometimes completely rewriting characters from scratch, giving people the ability to play as anyone they want with a goal of whatever they wanted to do within the story. They could play as good, bad, neutral, win, lose, draw. It was entirely up to the player. They used Divinity 2's composer, Borislav Slavov, to create the epic score, and hired around 250 talented voice actors from around the globe to fill out the thousands of characters,
Jesus Christ.
with many of them providing motion capture as well for the 174 hours of cinematics contained within the game.
Holy shit.
The main cast consisting of Neil Newbon, with his award-winning turn as Asterion, Expedition 33's Jennifer English as Shadowheart, Devora Wild as Lae'zel, Tim Downey as Gale, Theo Solomon as Will, and Samantha Bert as Karlach. The lead had several actors, as you could select one of several voices for that character. There are also some major names we'll get into later from A and B list celebrities.
Ooh.
Oh, and Matt Mercer too.
He's usually there.
Baldur's Gate 3 officially released in 2023, trickling out from PC to consoles over a 4-month window between August and December that year. It was declared almost instantly the greatest CRPG to ever exist, being the first video game to ever sweep the Game of the Year from the Big Five: BAFTA, Game Awards, DICE Awards, Golden Joystick, and GDC.
Holy shit.
It has sold over 20 million copies since its release.
Sven must be so happy.
He's the guy that you've seen at the Game Awards, always dressed in a full suit of armor.
I love him. Yes.
They've promised lots of DLC, but eventually canceled them,
Oh.
as they really wanted to make a third Divinity Original Sin game, and didn't want to harm the reputation of Baldur's Gate 3 by potentially screwing it all up with a bad DLC.
Do you think they could, though? Like, even if they put out a dog shit thing where they're like, now the party has to save a cat in a tree. Like, do you think the fans would be mad? They'd still fucking glaze it.
Honestly, I think with how you can play the game with so many different endings, how do you pick which one is the right one?
I hear you. Okay.
I think it just became too complicated at the end of the day.
That's why you got to do a one shot where you save a cat from a tree.
I would like that, actually. They said, just wait for Baldur's Gate 4, which will come after Original Sin 3.
Sure.
Now, all that being said, there is no true golden path for this game.
What are we doing here?
It's also so expansive. People spend well over 100 hours on a single playthrough.
What are we doing here?
Oh, goodness. That made this one very difficult game to write. In fact, I got about halfway through writing it when I had to start over, as every single developer working on the game that I heard in interviews state that they all prefer a specific path,
Ooh.
known as rejecting the Dark Urge. The Dark Urge being essentially the evil playthrough, which most people only attempt after playing it through the first time. So I started over and rewrote this episode from that perspective.
That was not a fun weekend in our house.
It was not at all. But now I can't wait to play because holy shit, this version is way better than the way I played it.
Okay.
But also, we're not going to get through every detail this game has to offer. I'm going to skip things you might love. I'm going to make different choices that you may have. I might not like a character you romanced.
Tom's saying that for me because the only thing I know about this game is that you can fuck a bear.
Oh, goodness.
I don't understand how or why that happens.
Yeah, we'll get into it.
Really?
But that's okay. There are so many ways it can be done. This is just one of them. It's time, Goombas, to grab your favorite D20 and battle the parasite slowly eating away at your brain.
Ah.
Because this is Baldur's Gate 3. First and foremost, we must discuss the different races in Baldur's Gate 3, or as WotC has recently renamed, species, which I agree is a more fitting choice of word.
It's not like in South Park where you decide what race you are.
No, that's not the difficulty level.
Ah, shit.
There are many, and you can't play as all of them, so we'll stick with the major ones, of which there are 12, and are all humanoid, meaning bipedal, with mostly human characteristics, but different faces and body structures. We'll start with the easy ones, which are quite self-explanatory. Humans, gnomes, dwarfs, elves, and half-elves.
But for legal reasons, not hobbits.
No. From there, we have dragonborns, which are tall with dragon heads. Half-orcs, which are brutish with green skin. Githyankies, who resemble a cross between an elf and an orc, featuring pointy ears and greenish-yellow skin. Tieflings, with their red flesh, long horns and tails, ending in a point. We do have halflings, which J.R.R. Tolkien called hobbitses.
Yes.
Drow, which are elf-like, but live underground, leading to dark purplish-gray skin. Finally, we have the Mind Flayer, reminiscent of characters like Davy Jones from the Pirates of the Caribbean movies. Cephalopodic with 4 very long tentacles trailing down their faces.
Have you seen Stranger Things?
No, you know this.
Okay. I thought you saw a couple episodes. One of them is called a Mind Flayer. Is that anything?
I don't know. I didn't see Stranger Things, but they play a lot of D&D in that. I know that.
Well, then I'm mistaken.
Then you have their classes. Barbarian, Bard, Cleric, Druid, Fighter, Monk, Paladin, Ranger, Rogue, Sorcerer, Warlock, and Wizard. Each being pulled straight from Dungeons & Dragons, with a majority of their abilities being represented in the game. It's best to know these heading into the game itself, as there is a lot of prejudices present in these species.
Well, when you get into the different races, there's usually going to be some prejudice.
Yeah. For example, Githyankies and Mind Flayers are mortal enemies. Honestly, Githyankies don't get along with many other species at all, which we'll discover throughout the story.
Especially in Boston. They say Yankees suck.
The game opens inside a dark, cavernous room. The walls and floor are fleshy and alive.
Ew, ew.
As a Mind Flayer enters through a doorway. In the center of the cavern is a big pustule pulsating slowly. Lining the walls are large windowed pods, with some of them containing different species. The Mind Flayer spreads its 4-fingered hand open, and the giant pimple in the center of the room opens, revealing a cauldron of liquid within it. Swimming around inside are a bunch of small tadpole-like creatures, each of which have 4 tiny tentacles extending from their faces. The Flayer reaches in and grabs one. He approaches a pod containing a female Githyanki, who is awake and struggling in an attempt to break free, but to no avail. The Flayer holds out its hand, and the tadpole jumps from it, and dives at the Gith's eyeball, wiggling its way into its eye socket as she screams out in pain and terror.
Oh my god, this is how it opens?
This is the opening, yeah, with eye trauma. I know you hate that.
Oh, god.
He then returns to the pool of poles, and takes another. Then approaches you, another captive in this room, as you watch from a first-person perspective. You see the tiny facehugger bare its teeth and dive at your own eye.
I usually do the horror games on this show. This is fucking disgusting.
The scene cuts to black, and you're taken to the character creation screen. Here, you can fully customize yourself to be whatever species and class you want, with the exception of Mind Flayer. Finally, giving you the option to name the character, with the default name being simply Tav. Selecting the Dark Urge path, you are given a brief scene of your character explaining that you lived a life of death and destruction. A voice in your mind always egging you on, convincing you to commit acts of evil. You know in your heart you must resist, but you find it near impossible. Then, it lets you customize your character if you want, all the way down to their genitals, as the game does offer full frontal nudity.
Whoa.
Otherwise, you default to a Dragonborn sorcerer. Once you are done, the game informs you to create a second character, your Guardian. The only options not available to you are Dragonborn and Mind Flayer this time. Otherwise, you can customize them pretty much the same way you did your playable character, just without a class, as they won't be used in combat. After all that, you open your eyes moments after the Mind Flayer released its tadpole on you, and watch it exit the room. The Mind Flayer stands in another chamber and spreads its arms, causing the walls to open up, revealing that it is flying a craft high over the medieval city of Baldur's Gate. The vehicle appears to be a living creature with massive tentacles of its own, like a flying four-limbed squid, and a giant spiral shell on the back. A human man in a watchtower sees the approaching ship, which is called a nautiloid, and panics, sprinting to the warning bell. The Mind Flayer reaches out, and one of the nautiloid's tentacles wraps around the tower, crushing its supports, causing it to fall down on a crowd of citizens below.
Oh my god.
People scream and run for their lives as a shadow consumes the once peaceful and blue sky. Reaching out again, the ship's appendages begin touching fleeing citizens, each of them being instantly transported to one of the pods inside, along with you and the Githyanki woman. Others being obliterated by falling debris. Finally, the city's defenses are activated, and a dark portal appears above the living ship. Stay with me, Andrea. Because a fleet of dragons, being ridden by Githyanki warriors, descends on it.
I'm out.
They breathe fire and bite off tentacles as the Mind Flayer pilot turns its attention on the attacking beasts. One of the dragons lands on the roof of the craft and tears a hole into it, breathing fire into the opening. The Mind Flayer makes the vessel teleport to a location far from the city in an attempt to escape. A snowy mountainside with narrow valleys that he expertly maneuvers. The dragon riders follow through a portal of their own, chasing down the fleeing Flayer. Boulders fall as everyone bumps and crashes their way through the tight ravine. A dragon catches up and shoves its head inside the hole that was open before. It sees the cauldron of tadpoles and lights it aflame, while the woman Githyanki in one of the pods attempts to break free so she can join her friends before the fire consumes her too. But she fails, as the Mind Flayer makes them teleport once more, this time leaving the dragons behind in the valley, unable to pursue any further. You wake up inside your pod, watching the tadpole burn, and the Githyanki woman finally freeing herself, landing hard on the squishy ground, panting. She looks outside through a hole that was torn open by a dragon to see that you've arrived in the middle of a war being raged, far from the city that was attacked. Inside, your pod opens, and you find yourself alone in the smoldering room. The Githyanki woman nowhere to be seen. You have no memory of how you got here or who put you here. Only the knowledge that they will suffer for what they've done.
Yeah.
At least that's what the narrator tells you. They're more or less the DM guiding you through the adventure. But you hear a voice, like that of a child calling for help. It seems to be coming from the dead body of an adult elf. The top half of its skull has been removed, exposing their brain.
Ugh.
The brain begins to move and speak to you, as it was the brain calling for help. You ask just what the hell it is, and it says that it's a newborn, having taken over the body of this elf. You reach down and pull the brain out gently and toss it on the ground. It grows 4 legs and thanks you for freeing it, saying the two of you need to get to the helm. From here, It basically becomes a pet you can use in battles. You check the other pods and find no survivors. So you begin to head toward the front of the ship. You're still flying through the war zone, dodging oncoming attacks. From above, the Githyanki dives down, sword drawn, ready to kill you.
Huh?
But both of you grab the sides of your head, as a voice, different from the narrator, tells the two of you not to attack one another. The Gith says that you are not a thrall, and that her gods are telling her to team up with you instead. Her name is Lae'zel, whose class is fighter, and she puts away her broadsword, explaining that a thrall is someone who has been overtaken by a mind flayer tadpole. A thrall loses their sense of self, making the host become a mind flayer. Lae'zel says that you must hurry. You can have the parasites removed before the two of you transform. But first, you have a ship to commandeer. On your way, you find another room full of pods. Inside one, you see a human woman, alive and struggling to break free. Lae'zel tells you to leave her. You don't have time for a rescue mission. But you ignore her and save the woman from certain doom.
Hell yeah.
Once free, she introduces herself as Shadowheart, a half-elf cleric. All three of you have a moment of brainwave, as the parasites inside each of you connect, telling you to trust one another, even though Shadowheart is immediately apprehensive of Lae'zel, and vice versa.
The girls are fighting.
You explain the plan to overtake the ship, and she tells you to wait just a moment, as Shadowheart collects a handheld object that looks similar to a slightly oversized and stylized D20 die, and puts it in her pocket. You ask what it is, and she says there's no time to explain, heading off to the helm of the ship. You find the Mind Flayer pilot, fighting a bunch of creatures that had flown up to the Nautiloid once it entered the battlefield. The Flayer connects to you mentally through the parasite, and instructs you to get to the controls before it crashes. You fight your way through the battle to the living ship's flight deck, and instinctively know how to operate it thanks to the tadpole in your brain. But despite getting there in time, a dragon lands on the hull and fills the room with fire breath.
Goddamn dragons.
You cause the craft to teleport once again, and it reappears over a settlement where a drow and some goblins watch the vehicle heading for a fiery end, sending their forces to intercept it. Before the Nautiloid crashes, a chunk of debris hits you hard, sending you flying out the window, and you fall to the ground below, only to be stopped inches from impact by an unseen magical force. You pass out from the trauma and reawaken hours later, just outside the now downed ship. Your pet brain creature is nowhere to be seen and definitely dead anyway from the crash. The narrator tells you that the clock is ticking and that you need to find a cure before you become a mind flayer yourself, finally setting you off on your adventure with a burning desire to kill every motherfucker in your path.
Hell yeah.
You search the wreckage and find Shadowheart, still clutching the D20-like artifact in her hand, but out cold. You shake her awake, and she's amazed that the two of you survived, then suggests you team up, as she stows the object back in her pocket. You search the area and find an elf man, saying he's cornered one of those living brain things and asks for your help killing it. You go toward where he is pointing, only to see a wild boar run from the bushes. With this distraction, the elf pulls a knife and puts it to your throat. Shadowheart tells him to let you go, and he asks if you're the one he saw aboard the Nautiloid. You headbutt him in response, and your tadpoles connect.
Oh.
You see flashes of his life inside your mind, and he sees the same of yours. He lets you go, apologizing, suggesting the three of you group up. He introduces himself as Asterion, a rogue, saying he was minding his own business in Baldur's Gate when that ship appeared and a tentacle came down and snatched him up. You continue to search the wreck and find the mind flayer that abducted all of you. It's minutes from death and reaches out to you for help. He tries to win you over through the parasite, but you ignore it and decide to stomp its brains into the ground instead.
Abso-fucking-lutely.
Much to the pleasure of your companions.
Yeah, me too. I'm with you.
Shortly after, just outside the wreck, you find a magic portal with a human hand sticking out of it. You approach, and a man asks you for a little help, wondering if you'll pull him free. He's stuck between realms, having messed up the spell that created the portal.
Oh.
You grab him and extract the man, who introduces himself as Gale of Waterdeep. He recognized you from the ship as well. He was trying to get back home, but his portal got all fucked up and he was trapped. He knows about the parasites, having one himself, and suggests finding a healer to help get these blasted things out of your heads. You decide to head toward a nearby settlement and encounter a few of the locals on the way, who are headed toward the crash site to loot it. Some of which are a pair of tieflings, who managed to capture Lae'zel in a trap. Shadowheart wants you to leave her to them, since Lae'zel suggested you do the same to her on the Nautiloid. You manage to convince the tieflings that Lae'zel is very dangerous, and to leave her to you to deal with, and they accept, wanting to be the first of the crash anyway. You ask them if the nearby settlement has a healer, and they confirm it does before departing, saying to look for someone named Nettie. You free Lae'zel, and she's less than grateful. More like she expected you to do it.
She's been having a hard day.
Yeah.
She's not feeling gratitude right now.
She says that her people have a cure for the tadpoles, and asks you to help her find a Githyanki camp, which she calls a creche. Shadowheart is against it, saying Lae'zel is assuming your kindness is weakness. Well, Lae'zel joins back up with you, but the problem is you're only allowed 4 in your party. So any excess characters will be sent to your camp in the meantime.
Oh.
You can access your camp pretty much anywhere on the world map, just as long as you're not in battle. There you can rest, chat with party members, and sub them in and out of your group. It's a safe space, essentially. As you make decisions throughout the game, you'll see in the corner which characters approve and disapprove your choices and actions.
There's like a running total of if they like you or not.
Yeah.
That's funny.
For example, Asterion loves Lae'zel's chaotic and rough attitude, and Shadowheart doesn't. You make your way to just outside the gates of a nearby settlement, where you see a bunch of people panicking, saying that goblins are chasing them and to open the gates. From above, the head of security scolds them for leading goblins to their home, instructing the gates to be opened. A tiefling begins opening them, but his body becomes filled with goblin arrows and it slams down,
Oh, shit.
trapping the men outside and outnumbered. The goblins approach the scared men, but get blasted back by magic. A human man with dark skin comes jumping down from the gates above, wielding a dueling sword, saying that if they provoke the blade, they will suffer its sting.
Yeah.
You help the man attack the goblin raiders, and once they're dead, the gates open to allow you inside before more arrive. Inside, the head of security is ripping into the men that led the goblins here, saying that on top of that, they allowed the goblins to capture their druid as well. The head of security is a tiefling named Zevlor, and he tells you that even though you helped them, visitors are forbidden here.
Thanks for the help. Can you please leave?
Yeah, it's a place called the Grove. It was a druid settlement until the tieflings were driven out of their home, and they took refuge here. Now, the druids are forcing everyone out, as their resources are dwindling. The goblin attack just gives them more reason to kick anyone who isn't a druid out. They're currently working on casting a massive spell to eject all non-druids from the Grove, telling the tieflings that they should go to Baldur's Gate, as it's a large city and can provide much better protection for them. Zevlor is worried they'll never make it to Baldur's Gate, as most of them are not fighters. Inside the Grove, you find the man with the dueling sword training a young tiefling how to fight, saying that he doesn't need to know how to win a battle to survive. He just needs to create an opening so he can run for safety in the event he's attacked. You approach, and the man introduces himself as Will, the Blade of Frontiers, a warlock. This close, you can see that he has one normal eye and one made of stone, with a long gash over the stone eye side.
That's fucking sick.
Immediately, your tadpole connects to his, and you get a glimpse at his life, seeing him battling a fierce, one-horned tiefling, engulfed in flame. You ask about the fight you saw, and he says the bitch is named Karlach, an evil demon of a tiefling, a warrior from the pits of Avernus, which is this realm's name for hell, that he has sworn to destroy. He was chasing her when he was abducted by the ship.
Oh, shit. So this is pretty recent.
Yeah. and he had one of those tadpoles latch onto him and enter his skull. Karlach got away, and now she's out there, likely slaughtering any innocent life she comes across. You offer to let him join you, since you all need a cure anyway, and promise to help him hunt down this Karlach in the process. So now that we're in the Grove, things get complicated, as your choices and dice rolls will impact pretty much everything going forward. They did before this as well, because each of your companions, you totally had the option of telling them to fuck off as well and not join your party. But your actions and choices now can impact large swaths of people, entire communities, in fact.
Oh.
For example, here in the Grove, you can choose to align yourself with the Tieflings, or the xenophobic Druids. One of the Druids threatens you by transforming into a bear, but their leader stops them from attacking, wanting to talk with the group who defeated the goblins. Her name is Kaga, and she is about to feed a child Tiefling to a snake when you enter her lair.
Oh my god!
The child was stealing food, because she's starving, and the Druids are hoarding everything.
And they're doing some Les Miserables type shit.
Yeah.
Like, it was only a loaf of bread.
Through a series of dice rolls, you find out that Kaga has recently taken over the Druids, as their former leader, Halsin, has gone missing. Halsin did not share her views, and was a wise and respected leader. With him out of the way, Kaga is taking a much more aggressive stance, trying to swing her dick around.
And feed children to snakes.
Hopefully, you can manage to convince Kaga to release the child, which will send her off back to the others so she can tell of this act of mercy. In talking with Kaga, she says that while you see her acting like a monster, sicking snakes on a child, she sees herself as a mother, protecting her clan of druids. What mother wouldn't defend their children?
From other children?
Who could possibly judge one for doing so? All she wants to do is keep her people safe, by stealing the grove away from the outside world, driving out any non-druids in the process. Suggesting you go back to Zevlor and offer to lead the tieflings out of the grove to somewhere else where they can be safe and not here. Talking to other druids, you realize that Kaga's not popular with all of them.
The lady who tries to feed children to snakes?
You would hope they're not all into that, right?
She's not beloved by the community.
Many of them miss Halsin, as he was the only one who could keep Kaga in line. Without him, she's gone mad with power, and the rest are too scared to stand up to her. Asking if you'd go into goblin territory to find him and hopefully bring him back before Kaga's ritual to expel the tieflings is complete. Asking around the grove, you eventually find their healer, Nettie. You tell her about the tadpole, and she's fascinated, saying she's never seen so many people infected before. Even stranger, they usually overtake a host really quickly, turning them into a mind flayer. But something about your group is stopping it from happening, and she doesn't know why.
Is it the magic of friendship?
No, it's not.
Oh.
No, they're not even all friends yet. She explains that Halsin could cure you in a heartbeat, but this is outside her skill level. Instead, she offers you poison.
Hey, babe. That's not the same. I see you have a parasite in you. May I offer you some poison in this trying time?
She's saying that the moment you start to feel yourself turn, you should drink it and end your life right then and there.
Oh, like the tooth cap of arsenic they give to spies?
Yeah.
Oh, I see where she's going here with this now. Still sucks.
Yeah, mind flayers are extremely dangerous, and a single one inside the grove could wipe out everyone.
I mean, one inside of Hawkins, Indiana, I think blew up the mall. I don't think I finished Stranger Things.
Well, you pocket the poison, promising to drink it should the worst come to pass. Nettie says that other people infected with tadpoles are going to the Temple of Seluna. She has no idea why, but when Halsin found out, he set out right away for answers. But he never returned. Oh yeah, religion is really important in this game too.
Well, we have confirmation that hell is real and is active, so with that much Data? Yeah, religion would play a big part in their lives. I get that.
Yeah, the different species and classes have different gods they worship.
Oh.
And many times, those beliefs clash with others.
You said there were some race war prejudice situations.
Yeah,
Right?
even within your own party, this happens.
Oh, shit. Well, I get that.
That's life, right?
That's just how people work.
Now you have multiple reasons to find this Halsin person, and you set out to find him. But you don't know if he's been captured by goblins, or if he made it to the Temple of Selûne, which means you'll have to check both. Elsewhere in the grove, you find a foppish man,
Foppish.
wearing a bright blue outfit and a plumed hat, wanting to interview you.
I love him immediately.
His name is Volo, and he's a writer, wanting to document everything going on here at the grove. He asks you questions, asking all about the goblin attack at the gate, adding his own details and flair for the dramatic after each of your answers, including adding a dragon to the fight.
Ugh.
You ask why he's making shit up, and he says that every good story is enhanced by the presence of a dragon, Andrea.
Okay, donkey from Shrek, you're just horny.
Being a member of the press, he decides to head into goblin territory on his own to get their side of the story, saying that he'll see you around.
Does he have like a media vest? Or like a media badge?
It's not a badge, but no, you can just always tell this guy is just, he's a reporter through and through.
And the goblins and everyone kind of universally is like, all right, he's doing a bit.
You find out that word has spread through the grove how you saved that little girl.
Well, the journalist just did a story on you,
Yeah.
so.
Well, the tieflings are very grateful, making them trust you. Except for one, who sees Lae'zel and panics, saying that a group of Githyanki's ambushed him and his friends just outside of town. He saw a sword get driven straight through his buddy, and he ran for his life until he made it back here. You assure him that Lae'zel will not harm him, much to her chagrin, and ask where the attack occurred, having him mark it on your map. Lae'zel wants to find them, as they are likely her brethren. She thinks her own kind can save the lot of you and wants to find them on your way to rescue Halsin. You eventually hear some singing, and find a tiefling named Alfira playing a lute and trying to come up with lyrics. You help her out, and she plays out the song she wrote as a thank you. At her feet are a couple of squirrels. If you use a spell called Talk to Animals, they say, "Oh my gods, this singing is fucking terrible."
They're talking shit.
They're just going, "Make it stop." Then they run off screaming in agony.
I love them.
In an effort to not waste your time, you find the man that led the goblins here, as he was being scolded for losing a druid, assuming it's Halsin they lost. He confirms it was, saying that the goblins took him prisoner, narrowing down your search area. They needed him to extract a powerful magical artifact from their base. The man is sure that once his usefulness is complete, they will likely either enslave Halsin or eat him for dinner.
Oof. Are these big goblins or little goblins?
They're little goblins. Yeah, they're like 3 feet tall.
I feel like I've seen them in both senses in fantasy stuff, or I can't tell.
That's what's weird. So, like, we talked about Lord of the Rings and stuff like that. In those books, he interuses the term orcs and goblins to be the same thing, and orcs are gigantic.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's one of the big differences between their goblins and his goblins.
We just covered the Warcraft movie for Patreon, so I know a lot about orcs.
Yeah.
Most of them are green. That's
yes,
it.
some are red.
Fuck.
You set up camp so you can plan your next steps, as you have a lot of information to sort through. As soon as camp is set up, Alfira approaches, apologizing for barging into it. She explains that she's a bard and wants to join your group. She's tired of running and wants to be a fighter like you. So you allow her to join the party, and she plays her lute just outside her assigned tent. At camp, you can speak with each of your companions, who all have a lot of opinions on the Grove situation, as well as their own personal shit going on. Such as Shadowheart, who has a pain shoot through her arm from time to time, unrelated to the parasite,
Oh no.
promising it's not contagious and won't impact your quest. She also gives you an "I told you so" about Lae'zel, saying that the Githyanki are not to be trusted, as evidenced by the tiefling that was killed by her people. Then there's Gale. If you succeeded in saving the little kid, he will be most impressed, leading to him sharing some information about himself. He's a powerful wizard, and he has a condition that requires him to absorb the magic from ancient magical artifacts. He doesn't go into detail about what would happen if he doesn't, but assures you it's of the utmost importance, asking you to help him find magical items for him to absorb, which makes him very interested in the artifact the goblins are after. Typically, the scarier the enemy, the more powerful the magical artifact they'll possess. So throughout the game, you will have to give him items you've collected for him to absorb. Will is curious about the tadpoles, wondering why nobody in your group is turning. It would be more than coincidence if all of you have found one another and also happen to be very resistant to their powers, hoping you find answers along the way.
Yeah, me too, Will. You're onto some shit.
Lae'zel is insistent that you find a creche. There are creches throughout the realm, where the Gith inhabit and breed, Githyanki being born from eggs. As a species, they are violent and battle-starved. She even mentions killing her own cousin at the order of her general for no particular reason.
Oh, just for shits and giggles?
Asterion is laid out at his tent like sexy Jeff Goldblum in Jurassic Park.
He's the horny one.
He is the horniest of the horny. He tries to flirt with you a bit in an effort to get you talking, which you can accept or reject. You fall asleep, but are awakened in the middle of the night. You're standing, covered in blood.
Oh, god damn it.
With the corpse of Alfira the Bard at your feet.
Oh, shit.
She's been gutted by your own hands, and you have no memory of it happening.
Oh, fuck.
Just a knowing feeling that this was all your doing. You decide the best course of action is to get rid of any sign of violence before the others wake up and see what you've done.
So they're all asleep. You don't see anyone with eyes on you.
No, nobody sees you do this.
Okay. Sucks, but optimal situation if you accidentally kill a friend.
Right. You bury her in a shallow grave and clean yourself up before your party members wake up, and you go back to sleep yourself.
Guitar player ditched us. Sorry, guys. Bye.
Yeah. After camping, you grab a quick chat with Zevlor, who agrees it's probably best you lead he and the rest of the tieflings to Baldur's Gate. But there are still too many goblins on the road between here and there, and that you should take care of the problem before they set out.
Clear the path.
Goblins are typically disorganized, but lately, they're acting with thought and strategy.
They're evolving.
Which means they likely have a leader keeping them in check. Take out the leader, and the goblins will give up, he's sure of it. On the way to the goblin encampment, you meet a group of 3 people, one of whom is in their death throes. Your mind latches onto the dying one, as they have a tadpole. You see a glowing red hand appear on his face, and inside your head, he begs you to take care of the others.
Oh.
Then dies.
Oh, God, that's a lot.
The other 2 are terrified, because he was the voice of the Absolute, a god they worship, referring to the dead man as a true soul. But now, they're hearing the voice of the Absolute come from within you. Immediately, they give you their loyalty.
They are on drugs. This is giving hallucinogenic. This is this kind of attachment style. No, I don't trust this shit at all.
Well, they'll only give you their loyalty if you don't tell them you were the group that survived the crash. Otherwise, they'll just straight up attack you.
Oh.
Further down the path, you find a dead man with his pet dog standing guard over him.
Oh, that's so immediately sad.
Using Speak to Animals, honestly one of the coolest spells in the game, you approach the dog and assure him you mean him no harm. His name is Scratch, and he's watching his master sleep.
Oh!
Or at least he thinks he is.
This started so gross, and now I'm completely heartbroken.
Already, huh?
Yeah.
You explain to the dog how death works, and let him know he can stay at your camp once he accepts the fact that his owner is dead. Which he does after a while, and you'll be able to see Scratch hanging out at your camp in the future.
Can you pet him?
You can absolutely pet him.
Oh, thank God.
You can play fetch. There's all sorts of fun things you can do with Scratch.
This is a perfect game. I understand why I got so many Game of the Year awards.
Down the road some more, you see a tiefling woman standing by a riverbank, clearly struggling. Flames flickering across her red skin.
Oh, shit.
You approach her and realize she has only one horn. making this the tiefling that Will is set on killing. Your instincts tell you to attack this demon, but seeing her suffer makes you feel sympathy, and you ask if she's all right. The flames die out across her body, and she stands up straight, saying she's never felt better. She checks you out and is excited, recognizing you from the Nautiloid. With that, your tadpoles connect, and you see that she was on the front lines of the battle that you had flown over, and she was snatched up in the chaos.
I love that you can Bluetooth memories.
Yeah,
to each other.
right? It's very convenient. This is her first time having her parasite connect, and she asks you what the hell that was.
We just Bluetooth some memories, babe.
You explain, and she introduces herself as Karlach, her class being a barbarian. She spent the last 10 years in the service of someone named Zariel, a literal devil.
Because real hell is real.
The ship swooping her up was a blessing in disguise, as it allowed her to escape her servitude, something she's been working towards for a long time now.
Okay.
Since her escape, Zariel has been sending a non-stop flood of soldiers to hunt her down and bring her back into the fold, as she was one of the devil's best killers, which her forces have been discovering to their own demise. She tells you a group of them are nearby and asks you to help her take them out. When you agree, she's so happy she could hug you. Unfortunately, she can't, because her skin is so hot, it would burn you alive to touch her.
Yeah, she was on fire like a moment ago.
Will does not agree with you letting her join and throws a fit. You assure him that she was basically enslaved and that you'll all be working together now. For proof, their tadpoles connect, showing Will her perspective, as well as her killing Zariel's forces herself. He's confused. Karlach is a famous general in Zariel's army, and thinks that this mind meld was a trick on her part.
Oh.
Realizing that these visions are truth, Will comes to terms with the fact that he was misled in regards to her. Karlach laughs, saying she's glad he's come around because she has no desire to find out why Will is nicknamed the Blade.
Oh, that's fun.
They call a truce, and Karlach is officially one of the gang.
Hell yeah.
Now, Karlach is the character that looks a lot like Malevola from Dispatch.
Big Red.
Big red, long horns. Well, she only has the one, though.
Yeah.
Eventually, you make your way to the Goblin camp, where it's very clear they all worship the Absolute as well. Using your parasite's ability to invade the minds of others like you fake your way through by pretending to be one of the Absolute's true souls.
Yes, I'm a god. Let me in.
Which makes a Goblin Guard give you the location of Halsin. As you head deeper into the encampment, your entire group has their brains invaded by a mysterious voice. The same one that told you to trust Shadowheart and Lae'zel. It's telling you to look for 3 acolytes, an elf woman, and 2 humans, both men. They're looking for something called the Prism.
We have Malevola and Prism immediately back to back.
Very good.
One of the men, Robert Robertson.
The voice wants your help finding it. Now, remember this, because it's extremely important, and we won't revisit this for a couple of hours.
Oh.
As you writhe on the ground, suddenly, the artifact Shadowheart has been keeping in your pocket flies out and floats in front of your group. It glows black and red as the mystery voice slowly fades away. You ask Shadowheart what the fuck just happened, and she has no idea. Lae'zel sees the artifact for the first time and says that it was Githyanki made, wondering why a half-elf like Shadowheart has it. She explains that she's a follower of the goddess Shar, mistress of the night. She's been tasked with bringing the relic to her cloister near Baldur's Gate. She's so dedicated to this mission, she had her memory erased, so she can't tell anyone what it does or why they need it.
That's too committed to anything.
All she knows is that she must take it back there. Her memories will only be restored when she completes the mission. Deep in the goblin camp, you find floppy-ass Volo.
Yay!
Captured by the goblins, and being forced to sing for their entertainment during dinner.
They're making the reporters just sing and dance for them.
Yeah, they did not welcome him into the camp like you thought they were going to.
This is great. I love it.
Considering you're in a crowded dining hall full of goblins, you can't really do much to help him, and you just leave him to sing for now.
Is he good?
No.
Oh, no, he's a writer.
Yeah,
He's
he is not a singer.
I imagine him doing the lollipop song.
No, he keeps fucking up the lyrics and stuff like that. He is very bad.
Oh.
Honestly, you can save him or leave him. He's not very important. If you save him, he goes back to your camp and spends the rest of the game trying to convince you he can save you by removing your eyeball.
Oh, no.
He can remove your eye, but he can't save you, so it's up to you if you want him around.
I love him. I want him around.
No, it's such a disgusting scene. He literally, takes a giant needle and, gouges out your eyeball. But gives you a replacement one that's pretty decent.
I hate it.
You find an entrance into a cave that will take you to Halston, but you're stopped by a man named Raphael, who appears in front of you in a cloud of black smoke.
So dramatic.
He says he's here to help you.
You cannot trust a man that appears in a cloud of smoke saying, I'm here for your benefit. That's never been true. You can't trust anyone that walks out of a cloud saying they're not there for their own nefarious reasons.
You are very right with this observation.
Yeah.
Looking around at the drab surroundings, he says that he hates being out in the middle of nowhere. He snaps his fingers, and the entire group is transported to the middle of somewhere.
Oh.
The House of Hope, to be exact. You ask who he is, and he does a fancy little twirl.
See, the other thing is, if someone promises you the world, you do not go to a second location with
No.
them. This is just sending all of my, fight or flight off immediately.
Warning bells going off inside your head.
Yeah, I'm putting my keys between my fucking fingers like I'm Wolverine right now.
Yeah, unfortunately, you didn't get a choice in this situation.
Mm-mm.
Flames rise up around him, and when they die down, he's revealed to be a fucking devil.
Yeah, that tracks. I knew that.
He knows about your parasite and offers to help you. But you're not about to make a deal with the devil, even if he is offering you exactly what you want so early in your quest. He reminds you that the devil you know is better than the devil you don't.
You don't know this guy!
Besides, everyone rejects his first offer. They always do. But they also always come crawling back to him when all hope is lost.
I feel like I've met this guy. I feel like I knew this guy when I was 19.
Oh, God.
I feel like most women have known this guy when they were 19.
Yeah.
Ugh.
Out of curiosity, you ask how you'll find him again if you do run out of hope yourself.
Oh, baby, they just show the fuck up.
With another snap of his fingers, he says he'll be there when you lose it.
See?
You know this guy. Beat for beat, and you've never seen him before, but you've seen him before.
No, but I've experienced this. What a nightmare.
Then you're all transported right back to the Goblin Cave without him. You decide to grab a rest after the encounter and set up camp. As you prepare for bed, a circle of fire erupts in the center.
This keeps happening.
And Will looks at it in absolute terror. A demon woman appears in its center, saying that Will has been a naughty boy.
Ooh.
His job was to kill Karlach, and yet here she stands, alive and well. Karlach sees this woman and says, "Oh, come on, anyone but you.
Oh.
I've taken shits more pleasant than you."
Bars.
You ask who she is, and the woman introduces herself as Mizora, Will's patron and source of his powers.
His sugar mama? For magic? His magic mama?
Then to Karlach, she says, "Zariel says hi."
Oh, no.
Mizora explains that Will's contract with her states that he must kill Karlach, and since he didn't, it's time to pay the fine. A circle of flame engulfs Will, and the Blade of Frontiers sprouts 2 long horns, and his skin becomes blood red.
Oh, my God.
Mizora laughs because Will's people are racist as fuck against demons, wondering how they'll react when they see him now.
Oh.
She reminds Will that he still belongs to her and not to break any more of her rules. Then vanishes. Mizora is not the only new face at camp either. There's a man here now as well, who is skeletal in appearance. I mentioned in our Expedition 33 episode that there is a similar character to the Curator in Baldur's Gate 3 at the camps. His name is Withers, and he's a mysterious being. Unlike the curator, this man speaks. There are 2 ways of obtaining Withers. You can find him in a cave near where the ship crashed, or you can just wait long enough and he just kind of shows up at camp. He will allow you to respec your skill trees for a price, as well as resurrect any party members that die in a battle.
Whoa, this is a good friend to have.
Oh, he's a great friend to have. If you offer enough money, he'll even summon helpers that you can take into battle like pets. That night, while you sleep, you're awoken by a 3rd stranger.
You have gotten no good rest this entire campaign so far.
No, you do not sleep well here during the early parts of the game at all.
You accidentally murdered a friend. Ghosts and shit keep popping up and demons and shit. This is crazy.
This 3rd stranger is only kind of a stranger. It's the secondary character you created at the start of the game, your guardian.
Oh, I forgot about that.
They're the one who saved you from smashing into the ground when you were flung from the Nautiloid. They say that you are transforming into a mind flayer, but they are stopping it from taking you over entirely.
Oh, thank you.
But also, the parasite in your brain isn't as dangerous as everyone thinks. It can grant you immense power if you let it, encouraging you to submit to its power if you want to be mighty, which can be done without turning into a mind flayer. There's a war going on in the world, and your place in it is cemented. You'll need all the power you can get if you want to win. For now, though, rest up if you can. With that, you attempt to fall back asleep. But you can't rest, and decide to take a walk to calm yourself. Where you find a 4th stranger. A goblin in a top hat lurking.
That's so whimsical immediately.
You ask who the fuck he is, and he says that he is Celeritas Fell, your personal butler.
Oh!
He's been looking for you for ages now. He found your previous campsite and followed the stench of Alfira's blood that you spilled to this camp here. You don't remember him, as your mind prior to the parasite being placed is still fuzzy. But you do sense familiarity with him, and accept a piece of armor from him as a reward for giving into your dark urge when you killed that dumbass bard Alfira.
Oh no. So there's a slight silver lining to accidentally murdering someone, but
Yeah.
it doesn't feel good.
He then departs with a promise to return if you submit to the urge again. You continue to struggle to fall asleep, which is fortunate for you, as you sense someone looming over your body. But at least it's not a stranger this time. It's Asterion, mouth open and inching toward your neck.
He is so horny.
You jump up and he backs away, saying that he was just going to take a little bit of your blood, making you realize this guy's a fucking vampire.
Every generation finds a horny vampire to lust over. I'm not allowed to use the G word anymore.
No.
But
it's not going to stop you.
It's not. It's insane how vampires have become just the horniest thing imaginable.
Always.
For every age range, there's always a goddamn vampire.
Every generation does have like their vampire. Yeah, their slayer and a vampire.
And the vampire, horny as hell.
Asterion insists he only feeds on wild animals. Unless he's been in a fight. Then he needs blood from a humanoid.
Is he a vampire where he can't be in the sun?
He can be in the sun.
Okay.
But there's reason for it. We'll get into that.
Like in, was it Preacher, where there's a vampire that goes outside but he wears like a full hat?
Yeah.
And like covers his skin.
Yeah.
There's the Twilight ones that shimmer.
they sparkle. Yeah, he's not a sparkling one.
Okay. I'm not big on the vampire horny lore.
There's so many different kinds.
There are, and they're all so
horny.
So slutty.
He has no desire to kill you. He needs you alive, after all, to help him get the parasite out of his head.
And he just wants to hit.
You can choose to let him snack on your neck or reject him. If you allow it, he won't stop unless you force him to, as his hunger overtakes his morality.
Is it very sensual?
It can be, yeah.
See,
there's nothing not horny about Asterion.
Yeah.
Through and through. Now with more energy, he takes off to find a wild boar to feast upon, and you finally go back to sleep. The goblins here all recognize you as a true soul, but note that you don't have the mark of one, that red hand you keep seeing on others. which you can choose to have one imprinted on you or not. If you do, followers of the Absolute will trust you pretty much instantly. If not, then you'll have to prove your devotion through dice rolls. There are a few true souls here, each of them possessed by a tadpole of their own, saying it's a connection to the Absolute. You even find a true soul goblin with the corpse of a mind flayer, attempting to cast Speak with the Dead on its body, which you can assist with or not. If you do, you only get abstract responses like visions in your head instead of actual answers.
They like to be really cryptic.
Oh, the mind flayers especially. The true souls tell you to report to Minthara, the leader of the goblins. She's planning an attack on the Grove, and you would make a great ally in that upcoming battle. You eventually make your way into the dungeons of the Goblin Cave, where you see some shitheads harassing a bear behind bars.
What is this game is way too bear heavy.
Since you're very pro-bear, you kill the goblins torturing it.
Good! Save the bear!
After the battle, the bear transforms into a bulky elf druid.
I thought this is where the bear thanks you by giving you, like, you know.
The bear sex?
The bear sex.
Well, he is Halson, the man you've been looking for, as it turns out.
You're gonna fuck Halson?
You,
oh my
you
God,
can. He is the bear that you can fuck in the game if you romance him properly, yes. You tell him you're in need of his healing abilities.
Is that a euphemism?
No, you genuinely need his healing abilities. This is the guy that Nettie told you about.
Yeah, but, you know, his healing abilities.
That sexual healing.
I can cure your loneliness.
Well, he agrees to help you if you can get him out of this goblin camp. He asks what is ailing you, and you tell him about the tadpoles. He's upset because he's been tracking down and studying the true souls, and already knows he can't hear you. But he has found out where they're coming from, at the very least. He figured out someone is modifying the tadpoles before they're inserted. That's why none of you are changing.
Oh, you got some bootleg tadpoles!
Just modified. They're not bootleg. They're using the tadpoles to control people, like the true souls of the Absolute. His theory is, if you can find where they are modifying the tadpoles, you'll likely find the cure there as well.
Find their bootleg tadpole factory.
His best guess on its location is a place called Moonlight Towers. People go into it and come out as true souls. But first, he wants to head to the Grove, so he can retake his place as the leader and stop the expulsion of the tieflings by the other druids.
Go, hey guys, don't feed children to snakes.
Right? You would think that is like the most simple command to follow. You tell him the goblins are also planning an attack on the Grove, and he says that you should take them out first so they don't get the chance. As a group, you slaughter your way through the camp, killing off the goblin army and their leader Minthara.
And you don't see your butler amongst these goblins, right?
No. Your butler is like, he almost looks like a zombie goblin, honestly.
Oh.
He's very different from these goblins you see here. Also, if you're playing like a true evil run, you can get this Minthara lady to actually join your party as well.
Oh, shit.
After you take out the goblins, you go back to the Grove. Halson rips into Kaga, the bitch who was trying to take over.
Yeah, snake bitch.
After putting her in her place, he calls off the druid takeover of the Grove, of which the tieflings are grateful, but know when they're not wanted. So with the goblin issue solved, they decide to go to Baldur's Gate anyway. Halson then agrees to stay with the group and head off to Moonlight Towers. You rest up at your camp, where the tieflings are throwing you a party as a thank you.
Oh.
After the party, you have another encounter with your guardian. You're beginning to realize they visit you in your dreams instead of being in the camp itself.
You cannot have any goddamn rest.
Not one bit whatsoever. They explain that they too have a brain parasite, and it's why they're helping you. They say that removing it will kill you instantly, and that you're better off using its power to help you. Then, sends you back to your camp. So remember I said that if you're being truly evil, you can get Minthara to join your group?
Yeah, it's fucked up.
If you had done so, Karlach and Will leave the team forever.
Oh, they bounce?
Yeah, Minthara is one evil bitch.
And they're like, you know what? I don't like where the friend group is going anymore.
Yeah. But this is the good Dark Urge path, so we killed her instead.
Okay.
Besides, nobody could ever get me to turn against Karlach, because despite looking like a devil, she is a genuine angel of a character.
You love a bad girl.
Which was not always the case, actually. During early access, players had some feedback about her and a few other characters, saying that everyone you team up with is kind of a fucking edgelord.
Can we have like one normal companion, please?
Yeah, so Larian heard those critiques and changed up a lot of the characterizations.
Is it that like kind of newer to D&D thing where you're like, I'm a lone wolf. Like,
Yeah.
I don't give a fuck about anyone. I loot everything. I'm out for myself type shit. And you're like, that must have been real cool when you were 14, man.
The number of those player characters that have come and gone from my D&D sessions because they just never fit in, honestly.
I feel like Brennan Lee Mulligan's made fun of that exact archetype a whole bunch.
Well, Shadowheart was softened and given a backstory. Will had a complete overhaul, changing just about everything about him.
And then in the game, we change everything about him. He goes from dude to demon.
And Karlach was turned into a giant golden retriever.
Aww.
It gave everyone a lot more nuance, and players began to really fall in love with the characters after that.
I love that.
And speaking of love, your party members are all bisexual and fully romanceable.
Chaos wins, baby!
With the exception of 2 optional characters that come later in the game.
The bear.
I'm actually really happy you brought up the bear.
I know one thing about the game.
Because only Shadowheart and Asterion are poly. However, fucking the bear won't upset most of your partners.
I'm gonna drop this, but everyone should be upset if you're fucking a bear. Bears are beautiful, majestic creatures that we should respect and donate honey and salmon to. We shouldn't be touching their butt. Be respectful of the bears.
They like sushi, damn it.
So do I.
Yeah. Well, anyway, obviously, people online fight and argue about the people they love the most.
Obviously.
After we complete the story, we'll give our fuck, marry, kill list for both the ladies and the gentlemen. How's that?
It just is one group?
Yeah, I mean, like, for each.
I'm a chaotic bisexual.
I know
I'll
you
do
are.
whatever I want. So when you say that the 2 characters are poly, that means they kind of won't be offended if you romance more than one of the other ones? Okay.
Yeah. But other ones, no. If you try to, like, get with somebody else, they will dump you entirely as a relationship.
That's interesting that monogamy is a core concept for a majority of the romanceable characters.
Yeah, right?
I guess that kind of mirrors life.
Yeah, you would hope so, right?
But, like, I apologize for the tangent, but I kind of assume you're more of a talking stage, situationship. You know, like, it's not like you fuck and then you're like, all right, we're getting fucking Renaissance Fair married. Like, I don't think it should be that serious. I think you can date around.
I think it's in the movie Speed where they talk about, like, being put into a stressful situation really accelerates a relationship.
Okay. And now you're living together on the land.
Yeah.
So the bonds feel tighter. Okay, I get that. It's not like a college situationship where you're like, I see you once a week in biology. Let's kiss. Like, no, you're killing goblins and stuff. I guess that makes you fall in love faster.
But for a vast majority of the relationships, they really don't blossom until towards the end of the game anyway.
Okay.
Like, you start here, and then towards the end, that's where it, like, really comes to a head.
Well, you gotta...
Hey. After that night's sleep, which you finally get, you meet with Halsin to plan out how to get to the Moonrise Towers, where the true souls are being created. There are basically 2 path choices. One goes up and over a mountain pass, which is allegedly quite difficult. The other takes you under the Temple of Selûne, through an area known as the Underdark. Both of which will lead you to a desolate and dangerous place called the Shadow-Cursed Lands. A man named Ketheric Thorm has claimed it as his kingdom. While discussing with the others in your group of which path to take, they all reveal that they're also being visited in their dreams by the Guardian.
By your guardian or by their own individual guardians?
That's a great question. It turns out it is their own individual guardians.
Oh, interesting.
Some are open to the idea of using the power of the tadpoles for their benefit. Others don't trust this person at all and want to reject the tadpoles. Especially Karlach, who has worked for a literal devil most her life. She knows they always offer power up front, And then later comes the price.
Yeah.
You ask Karlach about the people that were hunting her when you found her, and she says they're nearby on the way to Moonrise Towers. So you offer her the chance to get a little payback now that she has allies. You find the group, a couple of followers of the god Tyr. We learned a little bit about Tyr in our God of War episode, as Tyr is a god of war himself.
Kratos.
Unlike Kratos,
Oh.
he fights for peace.
God of War for peace?
Yeah.
Ugh.
His followers consider themselves paladins, which are holy warriors, not the dorks in power armor suits from Fallout. Since Karlach was a general in Zariel's army, they consider it their heavenly duty to destroy her.
She went AWOL. We gotta get her, boys.
Karlach fucking loses it on these sons of liches, saying she was enslaved and she's never going back.
Hell yeah, girl.
Her body erupts in flames, and she tears ass around their camp, reducing all of them to ash in a barbaric rage, completely out of your control.
So you really were like, baby girl, let's go get these boys. I got you. And she's like, you know what? Let's fucking go. And you just stand there watching her wreck fucking house.
Pretty much,
That's
yeah.
Awesome. Well, I know who's jumping to the top of my marry, fuck, kill list.
The flames on her body die down after the massacre, and she explains that her heart was replaced with something called an infernal engine. It causes her body to burn with the heat of Avernus itself. Being a tiefling, she can withstand a lot of heat, but if it burns too hot, she can explode.
Oh, shit.
So she needs to let off some literal steam in battle to help cool herself off. It gets hotter when she's angry, too.
Oh, I bet.
So it's one of the reasons she's so positive all the time. Otherwise, she'd die. Unfortunately, it's also the reason she can't fall in love, because she can't ever touch anyone else. There is a mechanic she knows about that can tune her down, so she suggests not getting too close to her, whether it be emotionally or physically, until she can have her heart repaired by the mechanic.
Oh, but who will repair my heart, baby girl?
Until then, feel free to use her in battle as much as possible. She literally needs the fight to live.
She's a perfect character.
You take a rest after the fight to regroup, and you find Lae'zel and Shadowheart in an argument over the artifact Shart is carrying.
Shart! We're just going with Shart now.
Shart being the shortened name gamers have given to Shadowheart.
No, I think that's canon.
The relic is Githyanki made, and she demands to know why Shart has it. You tell them to calm down, but they don't want to hear it, saying they'll duel about it at dawn. You figure they'll sleep it off and let them go back to their bunks for the night. You wake up to find Shart standing over Lae'zel with a knife to her throat.
And nobody likes a surprise Shart.
Never. She's taking a coward's approach to the duel. You scold her, saying that you're all a team, and we need Lae'zel.
And you're not exactly the shining star of not killing your friends in the middle of the night.
Yeah, right?
So the irony's pretty thick here.
Shart actually agrees, saying that she's only doing this to force Lae'zel into a truce. All this fighting is pointless, and she wants Lae'zel not as a friend, but as an ally in this fight to save all of your lives.
At knife point.
Lae'zel actually respects the shit out of this approach, coming from a community of warriors, and agrees to be allies.
Everyone's just got fucked up childhoods and they're like
Yeah.
not communicating well with each other.
And this ends the night for all of you. You decide to take the mountain path, despite Shadowheart wanting to take the Underdark.
Shart would want to take the downstairs route.
On the way to the mountains, you find a burning settlement with some Baldurian soldiers mourning a group of fallen soldiers. They were ambushed in the night, and the inn where they were resting was set ablaze.
Oh, that sucks.
Even worse, they've taken their leader, Duke Ravengard, the leader of Baldur's Gate. Will is visibly rattled by this news.
Oh.
You ask him what's up, and he confesses that Duke Ravengard is his father.
Oh, that sucks.
You're like, hold up. I'm from Baldur's Gate, and I've never heard of the son of the Duke. He's like, yeah, we don't really get along that well, but he's still his father. Besides, true souls were the ones who took his father. If they managed to implant him with a tadpole and then set him free, he'll likely return home, where he can infect the entire city with mind flayers.
Oh, that sucks.
You're like, dude, you keep having secrets. You need to be honest going forward.
Yeah.
He agrees, saying that he wanted you to get to know Will the Blade, not Will the disgraced son, as he's trying to put his past behind him.
Yeah, well, it got you turned into a demon, so be better with your friends.
With that, you head back out with a new addition to your mission. However, this changes your plans. You need to get to Moonlight Towers faster, and the mountains aren't going to cut it. The mountains are shorter, but it's a bit harder. So you take a new route and find a path into the Underdark,
Like Shart always wanted.
which has several different entrances you can discover around the massive map. The Underdark is a series of caves lit by bioluminescent plant life.
Ooh.
The cave system is massive and travels nearly the entire length of the continent above. As you descend, you encounter all manner of creatures out to kill you. But the scariest comes from a mysterious voice. One that fills the heads of you and your companions. Different from any voice that previously has invaded your mind. This one is deep and echoes through your skulls, warning that they are coming.
Dun dun dun.
You check with your companions to make sure you're not the only one experiencing it, and they confirm that they are as well.
That sucks. We are sharing a hallucination.
You fight your way through until you find a community of bipedal, mushroom-based creatures called myconids. Their leader is who speaks to you,
Oh.
as they do not have mouths and communicate telepathically.
They do not have mouths, but yet they must scream.
His name is the Sovereign, and the they he was talking about is your party. He probes your mind, and once he realizes you have no ill intent, he invites you into his community. But with a price. The Sovereign projects an image into your mind's eye, and you see a bunch of dark dwarves hacking away at myconid children with axes.
Oh.
They were supposed to have a truce between their species, but the dark dwarves have clearly broken it.
Yeah.
He asks your assistance destroying the dwarves, saying that you will have safe passage through this section of the Underdark should you succeed in cleansing the rot that is the dark dwarves, also known as the Duragars. On your way to kill them, you can recruit a myconid to fight with you. Not as a full-blown party member, but you can control them in battle with a couple attacks. There are actually several characters like this throughout the game, and they usually show up when you're about to encounter a difficult series of battles.
Just like a day player.
Yeah. This one here is Glut, a sovereign from another tribe of myconids, whose entire community was slaughtered by the Duragar.
So this is real personal for him.
Even worse, the community here doesn't really like him that much,
Oh.
seeing as he was the leader of the other tribe and is the sole survivor.
Oh.
Captains go down with the ship, after all.
That sucks.
Fortunately, he's very good in a fight, so you take him along to kill the Duragars. After they're dead, he feels empowered. Proof that he is the sole survivor because he is the mightiest myconid alive, which he feels means he should take over this community of myconids as its leader.
He took this right to the ego.
Straight to the dome. Asking you to kill the sovereign that welcomed you here.
Oh my god.
You're like, damn, and I thought you were cool, Glut. So you take him out and keep this community safe from his reckless wrath.
Yeah.
You let the sovereign know that you took out the threat he knew about, as well as the one he didn't, and he thanks you, saying that his people will sing songs of your bravery,
Oh.
wishing you safe travels through the rest of the Underdark. You kill your way through the caves, encountering all sorts of creatures, as well as a few straggler Duragars, eventually finding an underground river, where the dwarves had crafted a makeshift harbor, complete with boats. After a quick culling, you confiscate their crafts and sail off into the darkness, hoping it will take you closer to the Moonlight Towers. As you sail, another boat passes by, and their captain questions who you are, seeing as you're not Duragars yourselves. Karlak, flexes her muscles, and scares the little man into submission with a well-timed intimidation check.
Yes, muscle mommy.
He figures if you're on a dwarven ship, you must have been sent by the dwarves upriver, saying he'll guide you to their settlement up ahead. When you arrive, you realize quite a few of the dwarves are infected with tadpoles,
Oh.
as your minds connect every once in a while. The true souls welcome you as one of their own. But looking around, you see that these assholes have a shitload of slaves digging tunnels for them.
Ugh.
As fans of the show know, we here at the Other Castle podcast are very anti-slavery. I know, bold stance to take.
Real hot take.
So you hatch a plan to kill these motherfuckers while you're in town.
Fuck yeah.
Turns out, the Duragars are being led by a drow, which, as a reminder, is a dark elf. His name is Nier, and he's been running this little slave ring trying to break into an ancient temple that was caved in ages ago.
Fuck this guy.
Since you're sympathetic toward the slaves, you help them out by clearing the rubble with some good old-fashioned explosives that you managed to steal off a dead enemy. Nier is most pleased with you, but is most displeased with his slaves, casting one into a nearby river of magma.
What a fucker.
You yell at him, and he's confused. A true soul shouldn't give a shit about slaves.
What the fuck?
He tells his non-slave followers to kill you and serve your remains for dinner later.
Oh, fuck you.
If you're a genuine true soul, the Absolute will surely save you.
Near, far, wherever you are, I'm gonna fucking kill you.
After killing him,
Yeah!
a bunch of the Duragars are thankful, as they were not a fan of his slave-mongering ways, agreeing to let you raid the temple you just opened up of anything valuable, and grant you safe passage. You take a rest at camp, where Gale decides it's time to open up to you about his plight.
It's his turn.
By now, you've given him a couple magical artifacts to absorb to stave off whatever it is that's ailing him. Since you've come so far together, he has your tadpoles connect so you can see into his mind and understand why he needs to consume enchanted shit. You're taken into his memories, where he is seen opening a book imbued with an evil spell. It has no pages inside, just a black swirling orb of magical nothingness. One that shoots out of the book and down Gale's throat.
Ooh.
It eats its way through his body, consuming everything he has, becoming one with Gale. You ask him how the hell he's still alive. Being a wizard, the blackness eats the power inside of him. As long as he continues to feed the beast within, he will live. But if he doesn't, he will literally explode, and all the magic that the thing has eaten will be expelled.
You know, there's a lot of party members you have that are in constant danger of exploding.
Yeah, right?
It's weird that it's happened twice.
You'd have 2 nickels, right?
Yeah.
It's eaten so much at this point, the explosion would be devastating. So his only choice is to keep feeding it by consuming items of great power. So yeah, the tadpole is kind of the least of his worries right now,
I have several parasites going on inside of me.
though he is terrified of what could happen if he becomes a mind flayer on top of it all,
Reasonable.
and would rather not let that happen.
Yeah, man.
This area has a ton to explore, as ancient Shar worshippers had carved this area out of the caverns, and there's a ton of treasure and battles down here. There's even a forge to make some powerful weaponry known as the Grim Forge. After you've ransacked the place, you have the option of taking an elevator to the surface, allowing you to leave the Underdark once and for all. I know I made the choice to take the Underdark instead of the Mountain Pass, and if you had, you would have encountered a bunch of Gith Yankees for some Lae'zel-centered side quests. You learn about the culture of the Giths and their leader Vlaakith, how it's Lae'zel's dream to ascend and become a dragon-riding warrior.
Oh.
You even find out that the relic Shadowheart has is keeping a powerful entity contained within it.
Oh.
There's also a ton of armor that only Lae'zel can wear, too. But it's otherwise not entirely necessary to complete, as we'll learn all that stuff later anyway. Honestly, you can do both parts if you really want. There are tons of people who spend as much time in this zone known as Act 1 as others have taken to finish the entire game. But I don't have time to tell you everything that happens there, so sorry, we're only doing the Underdark here. If you never do any of the Mountain Path stuff, you'll need to convince Lae'zel to stay with your party, Otherwise, she leaves since you didn't help her with her mission.
Oh.
Regardless of which path you take, you'll encounter an elderly wizard named Elminster Almar.
Ooh.
He stops you on the road and asks if one of you is named Gale. He has a message from Mistra, Gale's patron of magic.
Oh no.
Elminster is a character in many D&D campaigns.
Oh, that's cool.
He's an immortal wizard of good that many compare to Gandalf from Lord of the Rings. This version, however, is just a projection of the real wizard and is not really him in the flesh. Anyway, he's here to tell Gale that he is destined to destroy the Absolute by exploding. Since his destiny is a horrible death that will save countless others, he does Gale a solid and removes the need to consume magical artifacts.
Oh.
Then he fucks off.
That's a very confusing interaction.
Gale's like, cool. I get to destroy the Absolute and die in the process. I guess not everyone gets a true purpose in life. At least he gets to know his.
But some people get a true purpose in death, and that's what the wizard is promising him.
Mistra is the literal goddess of all magic, after all. And being a wizard, you can't really argue with her rules.
Yeah.
You agree to help him when the time comes, and he's grateful. Meanwhile, Karlach, who doesn't really understand wizard politics at all, is like, was that Gale's grandpa or something?
That same tense, was it family?
You explain it to her the best you can, and she's like, well, fuck that. If the goddess of magic can't figure out how to defeat the Absolute without killing one of her friends, then she's no goddess worth worshipping.
Karlach is worth worshipping, in contrast.
Karlach vows to figure out another way, saying she'll kill the Absolute with brute strength if that's what it takes. No Absolute, no destiny to fulfill. That should keep Gale safe.
I get why she's a fan favorite.
Yeah, right? After your encounter with Elminster, you pass into the Shadow-Cursed Lands, which gives you a point of no return screen.
Oh.
As you leave Act 1 and head into Act 2. A goblin approaches you with a lit torch, asking if you're a true soul. You confirm you are, and they tell you that if you want to get through the Shadow-Cursed Lands, you need to make sure you stay in light at all times, as the shadow of the Cursed Lands are named appropriately so.
You know, because of the curse.
There is no light here, regardless of time of day,
Oh.
even though you're outside. If you are standing in the dark, you will die. So you always need to be carrying a torch at the very least, which can't even protect you from the darkest areas of the Shadow-Cursed Lands. You find the corpses of those who have died as you make your way through the treacherous maze of death and destruction. Eventually, you find a refuge called the Last Light Inn, a sanctuary in the Shadow-Cursed Lands, with a light cast around it keeping out the danger. You're stopped at the entrance, and when you tell them you're not a threat, they invite you to enter and introduce you to an older half-elf druid woman named Jaheira. She's a returning character that appeared in the first 2 Baldur's Gate titles, one of the few.
That's so cool.
Unfortunately, her original voice actress was not available as she retired and was not returning Larian's phone calls.
I bet she regrets that right now.
So she was replaced by British actress Tracy Wiles, who does a near-perfect recreation of the same voice.
That's always so cool.
She takes one look at you and then uses her druidic magic to entangle you in vines, impeding your movement.
Oh, fuck.
You tell her that a simple hello would have sufficed. Then she responds, hello, while keeping you wrapped up. She says that it's hard to trust anyone these days.
That's so real.
Then she holds out a clear glass jar containing a mind flayer tadpole inside of it, saying that it's even harder with these things running around.
Yeah.
The one thing she's learned is they can identify their own. Holding it out, the creature starts to writhe, and she sees you have a reaction to it as well. She says that true souls are not welcome here, and followers of the Absolute will be killed. You break free from your restraints and tell her to calm down. You're not a real true soul. You don't actually follow the Absolute. You just happen to have a tadpole in your head like they do. A shout comes from behind, and a tiefling from the grove comes running over, saying that you're the one that killed the goblins and stopped the druids from driving everyone out. Jaheira says that's impossible. those with tadpoles cannot resist the Absolute. You hold out the artifact that Shadowheart stole in response, saying it's what protects you from the Absolute's influence. She glances at the jar in her hand, and the tadpole within shrivels up and dies.
Whoa!
You explain that whatever it is, it's keeping you safe, and she's impressed, not one to look a gift horse in the mouth. She instructs the others in her group, known as the Harpers, to stand down. You tell her you've come to the Shadow-Cursed lands in search of the Moonrise Towers to destroy the Absolute, and to stop it from creating more followers. A mission, Jaheira says, she too is here to complete.
Oh, hell yeah.
Offering you a place to rest and regroup before heading back out into the shadows. Inside, you see someone Karlach recognizes. An infernal mechanic.
Oh.
Someone who knows how her heart machine works. He examines her and says that she's burning way too hot, but knows how to tune it down for her. Excited, Karlach hands over the materials he'll need. He cobbles something together, and once installed, Karlach says she feels much better, like her heart is beating at a normal pace.
Oh, that's so good.
She's still burning with the heat of hell, but it's not leaving her in constant pain, so that's a bonus.
Yes, girl.
The mechanic says he'll need to sleep on it, but he'll work on coming up with a more permanent solution, wishing her luck. There's a lot of useful shit here, from weapons to armor, from the many people who take refuge here at the inn. Eventually, you meet up with Jaheira in the tavern, and she asks you to join her for a drink. She says that the cult of the Absolute seems to be spreading like crazy. She's seen people as far as Baldur's Gate infected. She even found a man she personally killed and buried over 100 years ago, alive and well.
Fuck that.
A man named General Ketheric Thorm. Somehow, Ketheric Thorm returned.
Oh no!
And now, he seems to be invincible. He's also the reason for the curse over the Shadow-Cursed lands. His daughter was killed a century ago, and this curse was the result of his pain.
Oh my god.
Now he has an army of absolute cultists, and they're preparing to march toward Baldur's Gate as we speak. She tried to stop him, shot an arrow right through his eye,
Oh fuck.
which he simply pulled out like a splinter. His eye healed instantly, and his army chased her and the other Harpers until they could shake them off their trail.
Oh my god.
She thought all might be lost until you showed up with that artifact. Now she has hope once more. She suggests you go into the Moonrise Towers, posing as a true soul. Gain his trust. Then, using the power of your idol, take his power from him so that she and the Harpers can launch a surprise attack and kill him. Again.
It'll work this time.
But it won't be easy getting to the towers. She suggests speaking to a woman named Isabel, who is casting the light around this inn. She lives on the top floor and is a follower of the goddess of light, Soluna. Basically the opposite of the goddess Shar. She should be able to cast a spell to keep you safe from the shadow curse. She's a human cleric, with white hair and dark makeup around her eyes, like a goth chick who loves the color white.
I'm in.
She was expecting you, and pretty much instantly casts a spell that makes your body glow,
Oh, that's cool.
saying it will keep you safe through to the Moonlight Towers.
Hell yeah.
A part of you wants to turn her into a Pez dispenser.
Oh god.
But that's just your dark urge talking, pushing you toward evil. It does that from time to time.
You just occasionally have like really intense murderous tendencies.
Oh my god, yes. You subdue the feeling, but Isabel can sense something wrong. She says a dark presence is looming. You're like, shit, can she really tell what I was feeling just now? Fortunately, no. It was something else.
Oh.
A man lands on her balcony, sporting long black wings.
Whoa.
She sees the man and says, Marcus? What happened to you? The man stands tall, saying that Ketheric Thorm has given him great powers, and that she too can obtain them if she comes with him.
Oh no.
Marcus senses your tadpole, and assuming you're a true soul, speaks into your mind that you guys need to take Isabel to Ketheric alive. You warn Isabel, and this Marcus guy's like, what the fuck, dude? You know the Absolute saw that shit, right? You're totally getting punished for this.
He's like, we were on a team.
He calls out for help from above, and a bunch of his flying minions descend on the last light in, killing innocents and causing all hell to break loose.
Oh, fuck.
You engage in battle, knowing that if it looks like Marcus is going to take Isabel, you'll need to kill her. Because whatever the Absolute and Ketherick want with her, it must be really bad since they want her back alive.
Yeah.
The battle for the last light in is massive, taking place on the largest battle map so far, with every surviving member of the Harpers and Jaheira herself joining the fight. After the battle, you ask Isabel why they wanted to take her alive, and she has no clue, nor does she want to find out. Wanting her dead, she could understand. It would make the light on the inn vanish, and everyone here would die as a result. But taking her alive? No idea what that would accomplish. But you're not so sure she's telling the truth. But no time for that. You need to get to Ketherick.
Yeah.
You rest up before setting out, and when you are getting ready for bed, Will's demon Mizora appears once again. She has a new mission for him. One of Zariel's favorite demons is being held captive in Moonrise Towers. She needs you to set them free.
Oh my god, we're going to the fucking towers. Everyone needs to chill.
You ask what would happen if you refuse, and she says that Will gets turned into a puddle of goo and spends all eternity in Avernus.
Goo!
Something about her demand feels off, though. She seems worried. So you decide to leverage that worry and say that if you complete this task, she has to release Will from her hold on him.
Oh.
Saying that it would be a shame if this asset were to get turned into a follower of the Absolute. You're sure Zariel wouldn't like that very much.
Okay.
Mizora more or less agrees, saying that once you rescue this being, she'll consider it.
That's awesome.
Then vanishes once more.
This is huge for Will.
Karlach is pissed, asking what if it's someone like her you're after? A runaway? Or what if it's worse? An actual dedicated general in her army. You tell her that Will has the right to freedom just like she does, and that this is your best shot.
Yeah, and we can always lie to this bitch. Like, there's gotta be a way around this.
She gets it, but really wants you to be wary when you make deals with devils.
Why?
There's never a clear price when it comes to them.
Oh, right.
Astarion, on the other hand, loves this idea. He actually hopes you run into that Raphael devil again. Astarion is already a hellspawn vampire. He knows how to handle pure evil and has been crafting his request in his mind very carefully, which he refuses to share, not wanting to risk losing the opportunity. Will is grateful at your attempt, but doesn't trust that Mizora will give him up that easily. She's been tricking him for years, and he no longer believes a single thing that comes from her mouth.
He's so sad.
That night, while you sleep, your guardian appears in your dreams. They're excited by your trek to Moonrise Towers. The Absolute knows they're with you, protecting you. The Absolute has ordered your tadpole to transform you many times, and your guardian has been preventing it from happening.
Whoa.
They are excited for you to destroy the Absolute, saying it will free you both. Then lets you get some rest. Just before departing, the Infernal Mechanic says that he figured out how to help Karlach. He can create a case for her infernal engine heart, one that will dampen the heat, allowing her to touch others once again.
Aww.
But it will require special metals that you'll need to find on your journey. Karlach is fucking stoked.
Yeah.
Wanting to hump something, and takes off just as the mechanic says, "But I had a warning to go with that." Oh well. A team of Harpers set out with you, warning that the light spell cast by Isabel will protect you in most areas out there. But there are some darker sections that it won't protect you, saying you'll need to find a more powerful light source, carried by spider-like creatures called Driders. You find and kill a Drider in order to take the lantern that it's carrying. Inside the lantern is a fairy who begs you to let her out. Once you do, she grants her light that protects you through the rest of the Shadow-Cursed lands, calling you a dingus in the process. On your travels, you find the special metal Karlach needs for her heart-shaped box, and she begs you to return to the inn. You do, and hand over the metal to the mechanic, who quickly puts it together. After installation, Karlach asks if it worked. So you turn to her, and pull her in for the first hug she's had in her adult life.
Oh, honey.
Karlach holds you close, crying and thanking you for risking your life to give her this moment of comfort.
Mm.
She thanks the mechanic for making it for her. He says you're welcome, but there's a catch. It won't work forever. In fact, the heat will become too much. For this world, anyway. Eventually, the only way she can survive will be to return to Avernus.
Oh.
For good.
Oh.
Otherwise, it will melt her from the inside.
Oh, fuck.
Karlach is like, well, I'd rather die than go to hell, so whatever.
She said, I'm here for a good time, not a long time.
You all agree that the world is a better place with her in it, even if it is in Avernus, and that you'll keep looking for another way out. But at least for now, she can touch people.
Yeah.
Karlach says she has bigger plans than just touching.
She's like, I'm doing butt stuff.
Fuck, she'll take Wither's bony ass at this point. She just wants someone to cuddle up with tonight. If you've been playing your cards right with her, it just might be you.
Did you hit?
I never did, no.
Really?
Not in my playthrough. I never got the chance to. No, I fucked this whole section up.
That's surprising. I feel like she's right up your alley.
Honestly, my first playthrough in the game, I was really into Lae'zel.
Really?
Also, really angry all the time and shit like that, yeah. But I do love Karlach so much more, like, in retrospect.
You love someone who's really mean but is secretly soft.
Yeah, I really do. After Karlach gets some much-deserved touchy time,
Oh.
you make your way through the Shadow-Cursed lands to the Moonlight Towers.
Do you think Asterion hit?
Ooh, I bet he tried at the very least.
Like, he's like, I'm gonna throw my dice down any alley. Like,
even with the fire thing gone, vampires are pretty susceptible to fire. So he might have been a little hold back on this one.
Yeah. Fair enough.
A couple guards move to stop you at the Moonlight Towers, but sense your tadpole and greet you as a fellow true soul, telling you that Zarel, the head bitch in charge, will be happier here. Karlach is like, damn right she will be. Not even knowing who the fuck Zarel is.
She's just ready to, like, fucking slap someone 5, like, give him a hug.
Turns out she's a half-orc warrior, and when you enter the tower, she's chewing a group of goblins the fuck out for getting their true soul Minthara killed and failed to obtain the artifact.
Uh-oh.
They're protesting, saying that Minthara got herself killed, if anything. Zarel turns to a man next to her and says, "What say you, Ketheric?"
Oh no.
Ketheric Thorm sees you enter and says he wants to know what the newcomer thinks. He's already peered into your mind and knows you've encountered these goblins before, wondering how well they serve the Absolute from someone in the know. Now, quick pause, because pretty much anyone playing this game should recognize the voice of Ketheric Thorm,
Okay.
as he is played by none other than J.K. fucking Simmons.
He's Cave Johnson?
He's Cave Johnson.
Kendrick Thorm, I'm done here.
And he wants you to get him pictures of Drider Man.
Yes! He's a menace!
Which also makes the fact that he's invincible pretty ironic.
Oh, I love that.
Addressing his question about the goblins, you're like, well, they definitely follow the Absolute, that's for sure. He says that actions speak louder than words, and they have failed in their actions, and orders their death.
Oh my god.
One of the goblins rages and throws a spear straight through Ketheric's chest, burying it deep.
We just got it, J.K. Simmons, and you immediately shish kebab him?
He looks down at it and effortlessly removes the protruding rod as if it were a minor inconvenience.
Oh right, he's invincible. This is great.
He stands and drops it at the feet of the goblin, saying, "Try again."
God, I know that line was chilling as fuck the first time you heard it.
The goblin lifts it and slices through his neck, attempting to remove his head, which dangles by a thread of skin. But nearly headless Rick once again removes the weapon and straightens out his head. Then he lifts both of his fists high in the air and smashes them down on the top of the goblin, shoving her head down through to her ankles.
Now, this game opened with some really intense violence and
Yeah.
gore, and it's almost like it said, oh, right.
Oh, right. Yeah, we forgot about that.
Let's revisit that, because holy shit.
The other goblins look on in absolute horror as he instructs you to do with them as you please, leaving you to dispose of the others as he turns to leave. Your dark urge twitches, but not out of a desire to destroy the goblins, but Ketherick himself.
He's giving you a dark urge boner.
Something about him makes the beast within you growl, as every part of you wants to see this man destroyed. You get the feeling he knows the reason you can't remember your past. So you grant the goblins freedom, just to spite the bastard.
Yeah.
You head towards where Ketherick went, and find Zarel telling everyone that Ketherick needs alone time and nobody can enter his rooftop sanctum. Seeing you, she asks what happened with the goblins, and probes your mind for the answer. Seeing them free, she demands you explain yourself.
This is very invasive.
You lie and say that you cast them out into the Shadow Curse lands. Let them die that way and save you the energy. Zarel doesn't know you, and wonders if she can trust you. So she dives deep into your mind to find out.
Yeah, this is way too intimate.
You concentrate hard on the most violent moments of your past. This satisfies Zarel, saying you've been serving the Absolute well, and that she bets the Absolute will grant you great power, as it has done for her. You ask what power she's received, and Zarel smiles, saying, what's the point of power if you can't flex it from time to time, right? She says that the Absolute gave her the power to kill, with nothing more than a thought.
Whoa.
In an instant, a 10-foot ogre guard next to her's head implodes.
Whoa.
Saying that the best way to avoid her wrath is to follow General Thorm's orders. Inside your mind, your guardian tells you that you need to get close to the general if you want to find the Absolute, so do as Zarel says. It's not like you were planning on anything else after that display of power.
You really can't fuck this bitch over right now.
She tells you that Ketherick is after a relic. Nobody is sure what it does, but he refuses to leave Moonlight Towers without it. He sent his best man to retrieve it, a soldier named Balthazar. But nobody's heard from him since he set out. Zarel is nervous, because an angry Ketherick is not something she wants to deal with, even with her ability to kill. She's not entirely sure it'll work on him anyway. She tells you to search Balthazar's bedroom for any sign of where he went, but not to steal anything. The last person who did? Well, Balthazar now uses their skull as a toilet.
Jesus Christ.
You find out he was heading to a mausoleum that once belonged to the Thorm family, which is not incredibly far from here. After searching the room, you set out to find Balthazar. When you arrive, you find the devil Raphael standing outside in his human form, saying that there's an infernal beast lurking inside. Just a friendly warning. A free gift to show you he can be trusted should you want his services later.
Yeah, I don't trust that.
Before he leaves, Asterion says that he has a request. When he was turned into a vampire, he woke up with some writing on his back. Infernal writing, something only a devil can read. He wants to know what it says.
Stop. He has the dude tattoo from Dude.
Sweet.
Yeah.
What's
what
it say?
does mine say? Devil shit.
Yeah.
Got me fucked up.
Raphael says that if you kill the demon in the mausoleum and send it back to the hells from which it came, he'll be happy to translate for him. Then he vanishes in a puff of flame.
Do most vampires get tramp stamps, or is this specific to the Baldur's Gate world?
This is specific to Asterion only.
Oh.
You ask Asterion why he's so quick to trust the devil, and Asterion explains that he trusted a vampire once, and it was the last mistake of his life.
Oh.
He can't imagine anything is worse than trusting a vampire, especially considering he no longer has a life to lose.
Spike fans.
If Shadowheart is with you when you enter, she becomes excited, as this is where the Gauntlet of Shar is located. A series of tests Shar worshippers must complete in order to become one of her Dark Justiciars,
Ooh.
Shar's most loyal and lethal servants. There are a metric shitload of puzzles and traps in this area, and eventually you encounter the demon that Raphael warned you about. He looks like if Karlach were Mr. Incredible.
Oh, fun. Like the devil from South Park?
Yeah, kind of. Yeah, totally. A big red beefy beef boy.
Yeah.
And he ambushes you from the shadows, holding you at crossbow point.
But really, he's just baby girl, and he always has his heart broken.
His name is Urigar, and he says he can smell the stench of Raphael all over you. You warn him that Raphael sent you to kill him, and that he can run if he wants. Asterion is like, Come on, we have to kill him. I need to know what this writing says.
This tattoo is driving me crazy.
Yerger explains he's stuck here. He's under contract with Raphael as a slave. His job is to kill every justiciar, which he has done for the most part, except for one, which Raphael turned into a bunch of rats, making it near impossible to find and kill all of them.
That's a terrible loophole. I love it.
If he dies, he goes back to Raphael's realm, where he'll be enslaved. If he runs, he breaks the terms of the contract and becomes enslaved.
It's in a bad situation.
A really shitty fucking novel of a situation.
Totally.
There are several ways to take out Yerger. Whether you help him hunt down the rats and complete his contract, which is what Zariel wanted you to do, or kill him yourself in battle. Or, if he never figures out the rat part of it all, you can trick him into shoving his own sword into his chest in an attempt to complete the contract that way.
Oh.
Regardless, you get past him, and only the rat killing makes Asterion upset, as he wants to get his shit translated. You continue through the mausoleum until you find Balthazar. He's a chubby drow, and his face is carved with ornate symbols, still bloody as they are fresh. He's been searching for the relic. The problem is, it's at the end of the Justiciar trials, which he can't get through as he's not a follower of Shar.
Oh, shit.
His allegiance is to the Absolute, after all. But you have a true Shar worshipper with you, Shadowheart. Perhaps with her, you can make it to the end and find the relic that Ketheric is after. Before venturing out, you take a rest, and Raphael appears at your camp to confirm Yerger has been sent to his House of Hope, where he has been enslaved. Asterion demands his side of the bargain, and Raphael warns he's not going to like it.
Dude.
Basically, the vampire that turned him made a deal with a different devil.
Oh.
One that will allow him to become the supreme vampire.
His sire.
Yeah, his sire. One who can walk among the mortals, but remain eternal and all-powerful. Asterion is the key to all of it. He needs sacrifices, and Asterion, who is protected from dying by the sun thanks to the tadpole, has been killing his way across the lands, providing said sacrifices.
Oh my god, he's a vessel. He's like an affiliate. He's just out here sourcing for his sire. Holy shit.
It's like in Kingdom Hearts 2 when Sora is killing all the Heartless and it's causing them to open the door to the darkness.
Yeah. Oh, poor Asterion. Also, so his tramp stamp is like the warranty on his vampirism.
Yeah.
Oh, that sucks. Do you think people have this tattoo?
I don't know. I don't remember seeing it. It's just that he tells it what it is.
Oh, okay.
The more he kills, the closer his sire comes to completing his goal.
Oh my god.
The only way Asterion can prevent it is to become a mind flayer.
Is to let himself lose his mind to the tadpole. Fuck.
With that, Raphael says his part of the deal is complete and vanishes.
Good luck with that horrible nugget of knowledge.
You tell Asterion that you'll try to figure this shit out and maybe kill the one who turned him before he becomes a supreme vampire. Whatever.
Maybe you can drink some True Blood, be like a vegetarian, bottle it at the source kind of thing.
For now, you have to descend into the trial of the Dark Justiciars to find the relic. Shadowheart prays before a statue of Lady Shar, her goddess, before descending into the trials.
I know Shart is just like brimming with joy.
This is a moment she's been waiting for her entire life, thinking she would never see this place. When she finishes praying, she tells you it's time to enter the trials, known as the Shadowfell, the domain of Lady Shar. When you do, you get a warning that this is another point of no return.
Nice.
After passing through a gateway, you're no longer in an Earth-like space. It's a nether realm, where weightless land masses float in the air, surrounded by nothingness.
Oh, that's cool.
You travel to its center, where you find the relic, which turns out to be a person, not an object.
Oh, shit.
It's a woman called the Night Song, an immortal being who has been trapped here for a century. Balthazar appears, thanking you for unknowingly letting him inside.
He just tagged along.
He initially trapped her down here and bound her to Ketheric in this prison.
Oh.
As long as she's here, Ketheric can use her immortal powers.
Fuck.
Every blow he sustains is transferred to her, and she can't die.
So with our vampire friend and this, we just have back-to-back, like, transfers of pain and, like, absorption of power. Holy shit.
Yeah, there's a lot of parallels in this game. Also, there's a lot of characters, because, like, this is a big thing in J.R. Tolkien stuff, have multiple names for the same fucking person. I am simplifying it by only giving these people one name at a time.
Oh.
Like, Night Song has a real name and shit. I'm just going to call her Night Song for the whole thing.
Yeah, what a nightmare. Keep it simple for me, please.
Yeah. Ketherick didn't want to leave her behind as he planned to march on Baldur's Gate, should anyone make it to her and set her free, removing the bond between the two. Balthasar was sent to bring her along, still held under the enchantment.
Ugh.
You're like, fuck that. You have other plans, and kill Balthasar before he can take her.
Yeah.
But now, Shadowheart has a dilemma. In order to become a Dark Justiciar and complete her life's goal, she has to kill the Night Song, as a Justiciar is the only thing that can kill the Night Song. However, Night Song has the ability to destroy Ketherick Thorm. You plead with Shadowheart to throw away everything she's ever held dear and let the Night Song go, which she reluctantly does. The Night Song sprouts wings and becomes covered in armor with her freedom.
Yes.
She soars out of her prison and flies straight to the Last Light Inn, flying high over it, rallying the survivors of the previous battle.
Yes.
Jaheira sees this and readies the Harpers for a battle with Ketherick Thorm.
Hell yeah.
One to end his miserable existence for good.
Yeah, fuck your lemons.
You arrive just outside the Moonlight Towers and rest while you wait for Jaheira and the Harpers to arrive. That night, while the others sleep, your stomach churns, waking you, and you are visited by your butler, the little goblin man with a top hat.
Yeah.
Celeritas Fell. He comes with a warning. Your urges are getting stronger. And in the morning, the one you love most will have met the same fate as that poor bard you killed way back when.
Oh no.
You yell at the little cretin. Tell him that you have control over yourself. But inside, you're not so sure. Because the thought of bathing in your loved one's blood does sound enticing.
Oh.
The tiny wretch vanishes, saying he knows you'll make the right choice with a grim smile.
And you won't.
What follows is a series of very high-level saving throws as you resist the dark urge to maim your loved one.
Oh, God.
First, by waking them and warning that you can't be trusted tonight. You tell them about your dark passenger and how it has been trying to take over, that it wants you to kill them.
Oh, my God.
With a few more difficult throws of the dice, you and your partner make it through the night unscathed as you resist the temptation. They don't even judge you for keeping it a secret until now. They would probably have done the same. They also promise to help you in the future, should any more urges try to take over.
So for this section, is it just like whoever you've been romancing or whoever you have the closest connection to?
Both. Like, if you weren't really romancing anybody, which is an option as well, it is just the person that you have the highest, like, relationship with.
Got it. Because you said there's that bar on the side so you can see, like, the sentiment.
Yeah.
So whoever you have the strongest sentiment with?
Yeah, whoever your connection's with the highest, that's who it's going to be.
Oh, that's crazy.
But for now, you have a formerly immortal being to destroy.
Yay.
Jaheira arrives, and you create a plan of attack on the towers. You surprise Ketherick's forces by making it appear as if you brought the Harpers here as prisoners. Then, just when their guard is down, you unleash hell, taking out Zarel first, since she can kill with a thought.
Yeah, right.
You battle your way up the tower until you reach the rooftop sanctum, where Ketherick Thorm awaits. You tell him that his immortality is gone. You discovered the secrets of his power, and now he will die. Night Song lands, and Ketherick is visibly shook.
Fuck yeah, fuck you.
He can't believe she's been freed, promising to throw her back into imprisonment. Then he'll take his daughter, Isabel, back so they can be together again.
His daughter's Isabel?
Thinking Night Song turned her against him when the two women became a couple over a century ago. He's a fucking homophobe on top of it.
Oh my God.
Being on the side of love, you team up with Nightsong to fight Ketheric Thorm. During the battle, Ketheric is about to deal a killing blow, but then the artifact Shadowheart has been carrying flies out and protects you.
Oh.
Ketheric knows exactly what it is, referring to it as the Prism.
The prism!
He's been looking for it all this time, and you brought it to him. Scared of the power the prism contains, he retreats, opening up a pathway to the true inside of the tower, scuttling to safety for the time being, where the tadpoles are being harvested and true souls are born.
Oh, shit.
Bringing you closer to your ultimate goal. Inside, you find Mizora, Will's patron demon, captured in a pod just like the one you and Lae'zel were in at the start of the game. She says if you free her, Will's contract will be complete and she'll let him go.
Let me out of here.
You're like, cool, and let her out. She thanks you, then starts to speak legalese, saying that subsection 4 of the contract states that if and when she decides to release Will from his contract, it will be dissolved within 6 months of the decision.
Oh my god, there's a cooldown period?
He really needs to learn to read the fine print. Then she fucks off.
That motherfucker.
Down here, you find many pods, some with fully turned mind flayers, others with innocents still holding on to their original forms. All of them invading your mind, begging you to let them out, flayer and friend alike. You can't even tell the difference.
Ugh.
You continue further until you find a non-captive woman who recognizes you. She says she can't believe you're still you. She used to be your caretaker when you were being held captive here, before you were infected.
Oh.
She could tell you were special, the way you fought against captivity, fought against her. Everyone else she was tasked to went mad or died. But you resisted. She says she wants to understand you better by cutting you open and seeing what's inside. So you kill her instead, despite the fact she may hold the answers to your past.
Yeah, but she's so creepy. Ew.
After her death, you find her notebook, detailing what she learned while you were under her care. She found the dark urge within you. She liked the way you would black out and kill her assistants in the night,
Whoa.
finding it endearing even.
Ah.
You came to her an empty husk, which was done to you by someone named Orin. Orin carved out your mind and tossed you into this pit, thinking you'd become a mind flayer or perish. The caretaker put you back together, placed you in a pod on the ship, and now you're here, once again.
Holy shit.
So now you have a new problem.
Yeah.
You need to find out who this Orin fuck is, and why they carved out your brain. But first, Ketheric Thorm.
It's kind of endearing that you're like, so I was like lobotomized.
Yeah, that's why I don't remember shit.
And now I'm just back here.
Your tadpole guides you toward a door. The voice of your guardian tells you that through this door lies not just Ketheric Thorm, but the Absolute as well. You open it and find a group of people. Way back in Act 1 at the Goblin Camp, you were told to find 3 acolytes.
Yeah.
2 men and a woman by a voice in your head, which you now know to be the voice of your guardian. Here, you found them at last. Ketheric being one of them. There's also one other human here as well, Will's father, Duke Ravengard,
Oh shit.
whom the woman has bent down on all fours like a dog, and she's sitting on him as if he were a stool. You hide in the shadows and eavesdrop on the group. The other 2 acolytes are scolding Ketheric for running from the prism, something he was supposed to find and bring here. Through the conversation, you learn the man is named Gortash, and the woman is named Orin.
Oh, immediately. Perfect.
Gortash is voiced by Lucius Malfoy himself, Jason Isaacs,
Oh shit.
and who by today's standards would be considered a looks maxer.
Did you just Tom, if I can't say Gooner.
Okay, fair enough. Well, Orin is the opposite.
Oh.
She's very ugly, with pale white skin, tore up from the floor up, a demented smile, and a long plait of braided blonde hair down to her ankles. Played by Maggie Robertson, who you might recognize as Lady Demist, whatever the fuck her name is from Resident Evil Village.
Oh, mommy.
Yeah, that giant woman. Ketherick says that he ran so that he would be followed, which will bring the prism where they want it. They hope he's right, as they need his army of true souls to take on Baldur's Gate.
And he so just pulled that out of his ass.
The three acolytes approach a pool of green liquid. Each of them hold out their own magical amulet and call upon the power of a different god. Up from the pool rises a 50-foot brain, better known as the Absolute. Your guardian speaks into your mind, saying they can't believe it. The Absolute is an elder brain, one of the most powerful creatures in existence, and it's being enslaved by fucking mortals. The Absolute extends a tentacle toward Duke Ravengard, still on the ground, cowering before the monstrosity. A tadpole crawls down the appendage, then leaps onto the Duke's face and dives into his eye sockets. He cries out in pain while it takes him over. Gortash tells Ketherick to stop being sad about his daughter and to get over her betrayal. It's been 100 years. She's alive again. That should be enough for him. Now it's time he march on Baldur's Gate, put up a fight, then Gortash and Oren will show up and quote-unquote save the day.
Oh.
With that, the two vanish, along with Duke Ravengard and the Absolute, leaving Ketherick behind. Outside, the Absolute appears in the sky, flying high over an army of true souls, and commands them to begin their attack on Baldur's Gate.
Oh, fuck.
Back in the pit, you come out from the shadows and approach Ketherick Thorm, all alone. He knew you'd come, bringing the prism to him as he predicted.
No, he lucked out with that. He's so fucking for real.
He says that many have tried and failed to take him down. But of course, none of them had as much to lose as you, so he's a bit worried.
He's also imprisoned a god and had his pain transferred to her, so a little more vulnerable now.
To stall, he begins to monologue, explaining that he was granted one wish with his god, and he asked for his daughter to be brought back to life.
Oh.
In return, he had to start the cult of the Absolute and use them to attack Baldur's Gate, saying that his god has never made a more faithful servant, even with his daughter fighting against him, knowing he'll make her see his ways soon. But now you've brought him the prison. He plans on killing you, then raising you from the dead as his slave.
Oh my god.
With a badass, not if I can help it,
Yeah.
you engage in battle with Ketherick Thorm. After an epic fight, Ketherick says there is no defeating him. He's eternal.
God damn it.
He calls upon his god, asking for help, then casts himself into the green liquid from whence the Absolute rose. A deep voice echoes through the cavern, reverberating through your bones. The god of death, Myrkul,
Oh, fuck.
angry that you killed his most faithful servant. A monstrous hand comes up and out of the drink, slamming down in front of you, as a 20-foot Grim Reaper-like beast emerges. With his scythe in hand, he continues the fight.
Fuck yeah.
This is the hardest battle to date, and when you defeat the giant, he transforms back into Ketherick. Beaten and bloody, he says you have no idea what you've done. Fire erupts from within him, and he falls over dead, with his daughter's name the last words that cross his lips.
Oh my god.
From above, Night Song comes flying down, landing squarely on his head, smashing it to mush.
Fuck yeah.
She stamps his brains for every decade he kept her captive. For
Abso-fucking-lutely.
every death she helped him survive. You get her frustration, but are still like, damn girl, calm down.
Nah, let her cook. This is fucking great.
She says that since you defeated him, she will be by your side to defend Baldur's Gate in the final fight. You've earned her sword. Saying to take the netherstone he used to raise the Absolute off his body. The moment you do, your guardian appears in the chamber with you, saying that this netherstone and the two others control the Absolute. You need to subdue it by taking the other two. You're like, hold up. It was pretty obvious the Guardian was inside the prism, since it's clear the prism has been keeping you safe.
Yeah.
And the Guardian keeps telling you that they're the one keeping you safe.
Right.
You're able to put two and two together.
Yeah.
But how the fuck is your guardian outside the prism now.
And you've really only seen your guardian in your dreams,
That's
right?
it, yeah.
So this is weird.
They say it's temporary, since the Absolute isn't here and is distracted with the coming battle. The 3 acolytes each follow different gods of death. It's obvious they're tasked with taking the Absolute to Baldur's Gate, the most populated city in the realm, to spread death and destruction. It's your job to go and stop them. Your guardian will be your shield, and you need to be the sword. Then they vanish, saying to head out of this place and join the others who are preparing to defend Baldur's Gate.
Fuck yeah.
When you regroup, Karlach is fucking furious.
Oh no.
She used to work for Gortash as his bodyguard.
Oh shit.
Then he fucking sold her to Zariel, making her a slave to a devil, wanting to be the one to kill him personally.
Take it, girl. Go for it.
Nightsong and Isabel reunite for the first time since Isabel died.
Oh.
Nightsong can't believe she's back from the dead. They embrace, and Isabel is glad to hear that her father can't hurt either of them ever again.
Yes.
Needing a place to get busy, you offer them a spot at your camp.
Would you two like to fuck? I have a lovely tent.
They actually ask you.
Oh.
Like, can you show us somewhere where we can go and be alone for a minute?
That's cute.
Your guardian speaks to you within your mind, saying that you need to get to Baldur's Gate before the forces of the Absolute. You need to warn them of the coming battle and gain as many allies as you possibly can, because you currently have a handful of allies. What you need is an army. At camp, you ask Will how to get into Baldur's Gate the fastest, and he describes a place called Worm's Rock Fortress. It's the only path into Baldur's Gate. It's likely where they're taking his father, too, as his forces are all there, and he's their leader.
Oh, yeah.
They'll welcome his infected ass with open arms.
Ugh.
If you don't get there quickly, his father will open the gates for the Absolute and its army.
Oh, my God.
Since Will is trusting you to save his father in Baldur's Gate, he asks you to mind merge so you can see why he sold his soul to Mizora in the first place. A 5-headed dragon was about to be unleashed on Baldur's Gate. He was the only one that knew it was going to occur.
Oh, shit.
She appeared, offering to stop it. Without hesitation, he sold his soul in exchange for taking out the dragon.
Oh.
His eye made of stone, being how she sees through him. His father, who knew nothing of the dragon, and with no proof it was going to attack, disowned Will for selling his soul, thinking he was just fucking around with dark forces irresponsibly.
He was like, was this a credible threat, though? Or are you just selling your soul out on the street?
Part of the contract was also Will is not allowed to talk about it.
Oh, that sucks.
But now that he's out of that contract, he can talk about it.
He's like, I have 6 months for this to dissolve. I did not sign a non-disparage, so I'm gonna talk my shit.
After a night's rest, you leave the Shadow-Cursed lands and head into the third and final act of the game. An act so long that this is a little more than the halfway point.
Oh, Jesus.
I promise to summarize as best I can, but I'm not going to cover every single thing that happens. Some questions will be left unanswered, just like in life. But you're more than welcome to play yourself and discover it on your own. I promise it's worth it.
I'm gonna take a stretch really quick. Let's do this.
So real quick before we go in, if you had done a certain group of side quests during this section of the Shadow-Cursed lands, you would lift the curse from the Shadow-Cursed lands.
Oh, cool.
But if you hadn't done that, Halsin departs from the party here to be like, I gotta stay back and get rid of this shit.
Okay, reasonable.
Also, Jaheira, if you go back to the Last Light Inn after like defeating Ketheric, you can talk to her and get her to join your party as well.
Oh, that's sick.
But if you don't, she doesn't.
She's got other shit to do.
Exactly. So, as you take your first steps toward the Wormrock Fortress, the scene shifts to the interior of a castle, where Gortash is having his hero portrait painted.
I hate it.
As he offered his army of mechanical soldiers to protect the city after Duke Ravengard went missing.
Oh, shit.
A sergeant of the Flaming Fist, the soldiers who answer to Duke Ravengard, approaches. She says that they have not yet taken total control of the fortress. There was another earthquake, and the people freaked out, making it difficult. Gortash lashes out, saying he can't control acts of nature, and for her to get her shit together.
Every native Californian.
The sergeant transforms into Orin, saying she's tired of all the charades. Gortash's plan isn't working. He doesn't understand. They're losing control of the Absolute and doesn't know why. Thinking that perhaps they need to reunite with Ketheric, so all three of their stones are in one place.
That makes sense.
Which shouldn't be long. Gortash's scouts have seen that the little group of heroes is on their way as well. Orin says that her bloodkin is among them. Not that they know. She carved out their brain and removed their memories.
Oh, shit.
But if they show up, she'll finish the job.
Oh my god.
Talking about you and revealing that Orin is your fucking sister.
And she's the one that lobotomized you.
The scene ends, and we are reunited with your party, which has made it to the Worms Rock Fortress thanks to Will's guidance, just outside of Baldur's Gate. Now that you've arrived, you will never be able to return to the rest of the world you were traversing.
Oh shit. Like, they lock you out.
You're completely locked out. From here on, you will only be able to explore Baldur's Gate itself, which is a metropolis of a city, as large as any portion of the game up to this point. While you rest, Shadowheart calls you over. She's having a full-blown existential crisis. She gave up on Shar, her patron goddess, who has, in turn, given up on her.
Oh no.
She no longer feels her presence within her. She actually feels something new. Selûne, the goddess of light. It's as if she was always one of her followers, but her heart was shrouded in shadow. Suddenly, her hair goes from dark brown to bright white, a sign of her change in devotion.
Whoa.
Just like that, she changes religion and goes off to study up on her new patron.
Who hasn't dyed their hair and decided to go study a new religion?
Just change their life.
Yeah.
Gale can't believe all you've learned about the Absolute. Yes, he's destined to blow up and kill it, but there's a chance he won't have to.
Eh?
The power that it takes to control the Absolute is so insane that if you learn all you can about it, you might be able to take it down without him having to explode. There's a magical repository of books here in Baldur's Gate. He's sure it will have information on this power. If it's strong enough to control the Absolute, it should be powerful enough to rid him of his curse as well. Not just that, but your tadpoles too. So you promise to get him some time at the Library of Magic. That night, just before you drift off to sleep, your guardian sends out a distress call.
Oh no.
You awaken to find a portal has opened in your camp.
Oh shit.
A platoon of Githyanki soldiers enters, hunting for the prism, as it was they who made it, and they seek to reclaim it so they can use it against the Absolute. Your guardian tells you to ignore the invaders and to enter the portal. Your guardian needs help. You make your way to it and find yourself inside the prism, in the realm where your guardian always took you in your dreams. In the center of the ether realm is a large skull wrapped in magic.
Whoa.
More Gith are here, and they're descending on it. The leader of the Githyanki, a woman named Zephyr Varric, punches at the magic shell surrounding the skull, and it splinters. Astarion cries out that the prism is about to explode and you need to stop it. You battle your way to the skull, with your guardian crying out for help, begging you to come rescue them. You cross into the mouth of the skull, and inside, you find Varric battling a mind flayer.
Oh.
In the dead center of the skull, another Githyanki is being held by powerful magic. Varric manages to knock down the mind flayer and rushes toward her captured brethren. Not sure who you're supposed to be rooting for here? You approach the downed mind flayer. He calls out to you, saying that he is your ally, and you must stop Varric from freeing the Gith being held by magic. That magic is what protects you all from the Absolute. If Varric frees him, you're all fucked.
Ugh.
The mind flayer then apologizes for the deception, as he's the one who has been visiting you in your dreams. Your guardian was actually a mind flayer the whole time.
I mean, yeah.
Regardless of what you made them in the character creation screen. His name is the Emperor. He begs you to forgive him. He knew you wouldn't trust a mind flayer, so he took the other form to gain your trust, hoping that all he's done for you is enough to prove he means you no harm.
This is that scene in Catfish where they go, yeah, I did use pictures of Katy Perry, but my love for you is real. And he turns to Neve and goes, no, I'm pretty sure I was dating Katy Perry.
God, that happens way too often, doesn't it?
It's amazing that one made it to air. That is the most insane episode of Catfish.
Lae'zel is like, fuck that. Mind flayers are the sworn enemy of the Githyanki. Besides, she has no desire to fight against her own kind on top of that.
Yeah.
The Emperor tells her to let go of her blind loyalties and trust him. This is for our survival, not petty things like friendships.
But does he understand the irony of saying, fuck your blind loyalty, listen to me?
Yeah, exactly, right?
Babe, consider the context of what you're asking.
Well, against your better instincts, you join the Emperor and attack the Githyanki threat. Varric and her soldiers put up a mighty fighty, but you cast them all into the ether, and the Emperor restores the magical barrier around the Gith in the center that is bound by magic. Lae'zel fucking loses it. She just killed a general of the Githyanki army, all for a god's damned mind flayer. If she doesn't get some fucking answers, the Emperor is going to lose his fucking head. The Emperor then gives his tragic backstory.
As promised.
He was an adventurer, much like anyone in your group. He lived in Baldur's Gate. He heard of a great treasure at Moonlight Towers and went searching for it. When he arrived, he was taken captive and turned into a mind flayer. He served the Absolute long before it became enslaved by the Acolytes, for many years. But eventually, he broke free of its control over him, and he returned to Baldur's Gate. There, he fed on criminals, as mind flayers are much like vampires in that sense. They need to eat brains.
Ooh.
At least, nobody ever came looking for thieves and brigands once they disappeared. While wearing a mask to conceal his identity as a mind flayer, he became known as the Emperor, leader of a group called the Knights of the Shield, a merchant's guild. He had a good thing going for himself, until Gortash came knocking and saw right through his disguise. Gortash captured him and returned him to the Absolute as a prisoner. Only this time, the Absolute was under the control of the Acolytes. He was commanded to contain the power of Prince Orpheus, the Githyanki you see bound by magic. Prince Orpheus is the heir to the Githyanki Empire, son of the Gith that freed their species from generations of enslavement by the Mind Flayers.
Oh, so this is like a generational thing.
He is the only Githyanki alive who can stop the Absolute from taking over the mind of those with tadpoles in their head.
Whoa.
After the death of Orpheus's mother, a Githyanki named Vlaakith took over as ruler of the Githyanki. She wanted to utilize the power from the prince to use as she saw fit. But he refused, as he was the rightful heir to the throne. So, she imprisoned him in the prism. Now that you've eliminated Vlaakith's forces here inside the prism, he is completely under the control of the Emperor. Lae'zel confirms the story, saying she always heard the prince was killed ages ago. But he's obviously alive, as she's looking at him right now.
Yeah.
If the rest of the Githyanki were to find out, Vlaakith would certainly be overthrown. Gortash sent the Emperor to recover the prism once he discovered what was contained inside. When he found it, the Absolute's control over the Emperor was gone. He could think clearly once more. Wanting to understand, he opened a portal into the prism, and has been here ever since, waiting until he found you. That's when he began his life as your guardian. If you were to free Orpheus, he would immediately turn on you and kill you. To him, you're already a mind flayer. It's by his power that you aren't one.
Oh my god.
The Emperor says that being a mind flayer isn't all bad. He hated it at first, but after realizing how much power he had, he grew to like it.
He's like, being a zombie, like, brain-eating dude isn't the worst.
That's like the only bad part.
Is eating brains.
Yeah. To the point that if he were able to reclaim his original form, he'd reject it due to its limitations,
Whoa.
saying you should learn to lean into the power as well. You'll need it if you want to defeat the Absolute and the other acolytes. He'd be able to keep you from transforming, but you'd have all the same strength, power, and beauty of his kind.
Beauty of his kind. You look like a clam.
If you so choose, which he highly recommends. He hands you a tadpole, saying you can consume it and increase your power. Which is true. If you eat it, you'll get a map of your brain with different mind flayer abilities locked. Each tadpole you eat will unlock a new, very strong power.
Tadpoles equal skill tree.
Yeah, a new skill tree entirely.
Whoa.
But your face will get all fucked up if you do. It's completely optional, and for this story, we're rejecting it.
Okay.
Lae'zel is like, well, shit. Literally everything she's been taught is a lie.
Like most people exploring their religions
Yeah.
and affiliations, they realize it's all coming crashing down.
She has been following a false shepherd her entire fucking life. But now she's a bit conflicted. She feels a need to free Orpheus as the true heir, but admits that isn't wise until the parasite inside her is taken care of. Otherwise, he'll just outright kill her and all of her friends. You decide it's time to exit the prism, leaving the Emperor behind to protect Orpheus. With that, you set out to find Gortash and Orin to take their magical netherstones that control the Absolute. You head toward the entrance of Baldur's Gate, only to find out they're not letting anyone in at the moment.
Honestly, yeah, there's a fucking, like, parasite virus going around. You know what happens? This came out in, you say 24?
Yeah.
Yeah, we remember what happened last time there was a whole virus going around.
Remember, this was in 3 years of early development. Go back 3 years on that one.
Yeah. Should have expected this one. Come on.
Yeah.
Everyone's at home playing a Switch.
Well, Will is fucking pissed. Baldur's Gate is supposed to be a safe haven for any and all. It's the most woke-ass city in all the land. They let in anyone. This must be part of Gortash's plan. Create a threat and have it march on the city. Spread fear about the threat. Create animosity between the citizens. Close off the city and bask in the applause.
Ugh.
When the Absolute's army breaks through, the gates will all be locked and nobody will be able to escape. You approach one of the guards and tell them you're one of Gortash's security forces. With a lucky throw of the dice, they let you through into Wormrock's fortress.
Smart.
You make it no more than 5 steps when you hear the laugh of your little wretch of a butler, Celeritas Fell.
This little motherfucker.
His giggle fills your head and you faint on the spot. You wake up in a chamber deep underground. The goblin says that you have been disobeying your father all this time. You've been fighting monsters, and the only way to defeat monsters is to become one yourself. But you've somehow been resisting. You look around the room and see Orin lying on top of a casket, caressing her dagger. Your butler says that when you reject that side of you, another takes it on for themselves, which will ultimately lead to your death. Orin stands, pointing her dagger at you. Then she transforms into a 4-armed demon, the monster you were supposed to become. Celeritas Fell says that your father loves you more than he loves her, and you still have a chance to re-inherit the beast within. If you were to kill Orin, your father will be very pleased, and all that power will be yours once again. Suddenly, the memories from your previous life begin to flood your mind. You and Orin were children of Baal, one of the gods of death.
Oh.
You and Orin were his most faithful and loyal servants, with temples built in your name and honor even,
Whoa.
until Orin turned on you and threw you to the mind flayers. In fact, controlling the Absolute was your idea. Suddenly, you awaken back in the hallway of Wormsrock Fortress. One of Gortash's robot soldiers is waking you, telling you he was expecting you and to follow. You arrive in his chambers, a great hall befit the protector of Baldur's Gate. Standing next to Duke Ravengard, whom he heroically found and returned to his post. Karlach sees Gortash, and flames erupt across her skin, saying, "Let me at him." But Will tells her to calm down. His father is next to him, and no harm can come to him. You agree and decide to take a diplomatic approach first. Gortash greets you as an old friend, come to pay your respects to the leaders of Baldur's Gate. Karlach spits out, "Respect?
Oof.
You're lucky I don't shove my entire leg up your ass." Gortash looks at her as if he's never seen her, then turns to you saying, "My favorite assassin, by my side once more."
Oh.
Karlach is devastated, asking if you really used to work for this piece of shit. Gortash goes on to explain that you, he, and Ketherick were supposed to be the three acolytes, which he calls the Chosen, together.
Mm.
You successfully enslaved the Absolute, and even began amassing followers. Then Orin betrayed you and took your place as the emissary of Baal. He's never really cared for Orin. She's messy and chaotic. But he needed all three to control the Absolute. He began to realize Ketherick died when the Absolute started to fight back against their control.
Mm.
But here you are, with his Netherstone.
Oh, god damn it.
Looks like the Chosen are back and better than ever now. Besides, Orin is clearly set on taking all three stones for herself. He suggests the two of you take down Orin, steal her Netherstone, and control the Absolute together. Your dark urge stirs, enjoying most of this plan,
Oh, the evil boner's back.
knowing that once Orin is down, you'll take out Gortash and rule everything as the god you were born to be.
Oh, Lord.
You fight the feeling as Gortash holds out his hand, asking if you agree to his plan. The Emperor invades your mind, saying he's peered into Gortash's brain and does not see any form of deceit on his part, saying that it couldn't hurt to say yes. If you want to change your alliance later, it'll be easier with Orin out of the way.
Right.
Karlach tells him to go fuck himself. He finally turns and acknowledges her, saying that he understands why she wouldn't trust him after he sold her off.
That little part, yeah.
But in his defense, he never thought he'd see her again after that.
Oh my god, that's not a good defense.
But to prove his trustworthiness, he gives you a warning. One among you is a traitor. Who, he can't be sure. But one of your party members is not who they say they are. Figure out who, and you'll be a lot safer. Plus, it will prove he was telling the truth. Orin has the power to turn into anyone, and he's certain she's been in your camp for a while now.
Oh, that's cool. I hope it's no one you fucked.
Karlach doesn't believe him, but also is scared he's telling the truth, since the Emperor claimed there's no lie in his words. He sets you off to find the truth, but asks that you first attend his inauguration as the first ever Archduke of Baldur's Gate. Duke Ravengard leads the coronation, swearing him in and welcoming his army of robo-soldiers to help protect Baldur's Gate. He departs, and Karlach asks if you really trust him. You're like, fuck no. But you need him to get to Orin. After that, you'll take him out too. She's relieved, worried she was going to have to kill you when this was all done. Before heading out, you decide to hit the library that Gale wanted you to visit so he can research the magic that controls the Absolute. It's run by a man named Leroican. When you approach, he says he won't speak to you unless you bring him the Night Song. Until it's in his hand, he won't let you explore his library.
What a dork.
You say, that's funny. She won't fit in his hand. He stops, saying that you really must have found her if you know she's not actually a relic, wondering where she is. You tell her you killed her, just to see how he reacts. He freaks out, saying it's impossible. She's a goddess. She's an immortal. That's why he wanted her. He wanted to use her immortality for himself, the same way Ketherick had.
This motherfucker. Librarians are rarely bad people.
Right?
Don't do librarians like this.
You're like, cool, this guy sucks, and leave the library. You decide to go to camp, since Night Song said she and Isabel will be hanging out there now to find out if she knows anything about this Leroican dickhead. She's never heard of him, but knows she has no desire to be taken advantage of ever again, and asks, would you kindly take her to him so she can kill the son of a bitch?
Hell yeah.
You rest up for the evening before going, and when you settle in for the night, Mizora, Will's demon, arrives in camp saying that Gortash has put Will's father into mortal danger now that he's made him the Archduke. He has no need for him any longer.
Yikes.
Will asks what he can do to stop it, and Mizora laughs, saying deep down, he already knows. He'll need another contract.
I love that he's trapped in the bedazzled loop
Yeah.
of just like fucked up contracts.
If he agrees to it, she'll show him the way to his father and guarantee his safety. But in return, Will's soul will be hers forever once again. Choose not to sign the contract, she'll absolve his original one right here, right now. But his father will die.
Ugh.
You convince him that this is his chance to break the pact for good. His father still lives right now, and you promise to help find and rescue him. It's a better choice than damning himself forever once more.
Yeah, and like, he still has, 5 or 6 months for it to dissolve, so like, you might as well get out right now, stop dealing with this bitch, move on.
He already lost his father once for making a deal with this bitch. Don't make the same mistake again.
Exactly.
With the guilt of 1,000 sons on his chest, Will chooses his freedom, hoping you're right.
Yes.
Mizora is stunned. She never thought he would take the deal, saying she's going to stick around camp from here out just to see how this all turns out. Otherwise, with that, Will's soul is free.
Does it change his eye?
It doesn't. No,
Oh, okay.
Nothing about him changes at all otherwise.
He's still stuck as a demon.
Yeah, that was the price to pay for,
His
earlier.
shut.
Yeah.
Oh, that sucks.
Yeah, what's funny, though, is here, Mizora, you can fuck her later. Like,
Why?
She tries to seduce you and, can successfully seduce you just to fuck with Will more.
This bitch is
Like,
messy.
just to piss off Will.
She's weaponizing her sexuality.
Yeah. That night, you fall asleep and get taken into the prism. You see the Emperor, no longer hiding his form as your guardian, sitting and watching over the prince. He asks you to join him, saying that he welcomes your company. You tell him his form disgusts you.
You're ugly.
He understands that you're just ignorant of the fact that you and he are a lot alike.
We're not so different, you and I, that type of shit.
Yeah, he's just further along in the evolution than you. Deep down, you're also a mind flayer, just one who hasn't turned yet. But don't forget, he's not being controlled by the Absolute, so his brain is every bit as intact as yours.
You've had a lobotomy.
He's as much like you as you are like him. It's why he thinks about you all the time lately.
Is he about to try and fuck you?
He's found himself irresistibly drawn to you.
He's gonna try and fuck you. Oh, no.
You remind him of a partner he had long ago. You're like, yeah, my brain was carved out. That's not the comparison he thinks it is.
Yeah, please don't fuck someone with a brain injury right now.
Then you tell him to leave you alone and let you sleep. So he reluctantly agrees.
Can you let him hit?
Not here, you can't.
Oh, I don't like how you phrased it.
Since you can't turn down Night Song's Would You Kindly request from before, you head back to the library with her in tow.
And after a nice, juicy bioshot.
After trading some barbs back and forth, you and the Night Song lay waste to Leroican and his minions.
Yeah, fuck you, dude.
Night Song holds his dying body over her head and throws him down over her knee like she's fucking Bane,
Oh, yeah.
shattering his spine and ending his miserable existence.
Fuck yeah.
This gives you full access to his library so Gale can get to researching.
Great.
He discovers that the Absolute wears a crown upon its brainy head, one that controls it through the power of the Netherstones. As long as it's wearing the crown, it can't do shit without permission of those who have the Netherstones. After that discovery, you head to camp to rest. As you're getting ready for bed, a storm brews overhead. Suddenly, an astral projection of a 50-foot Githyanki appears.
Oh.
Lae'zel recognizes her immediately as Vlaakith, the ruler of the Giths.
Oh.
She spits at the sight of her, saying she's seen Prince Orpheus with her own eyes. Vlaakith is a liar and a slave driver. Vlaakith says that the prince is a heretic, and he will destroy the Githyanki after being locked away for so long. Vlaakith tells Lae'zel that if she were to destroy the prism and kill the prince, she would be granted the highest honor the Githyanki have. She will be the right hand to Vlaakith as the commander of dragons. Lae'zel tells her to fuck off. She will only bow before the prince now. Vlaakith vanishes, swearing on all that is holy and she will unmake Lae'zel the next time they meet.
I will unmake you.
The next day, you decide it's best to go rescue Will's father, since his time is limited. Following a lead you received, you head to the harbor where the Duke is being kept in an underwater prison by order of the guy he promoted.
Oh, that sucks.
You have to take a bathysphere down, so go ahead and take your bio shot for that one.
Quite a few of those in the third act.
Since you're posing as an ally to Gortash, the guard pretty much lets you do what you want and grants you access. However, on your way down, a TV-like screen turns on and Gortash FaceTimes in.
He says, I chose Baldur's Gate.
Yeah. He asks what the fuck you think you're doing going down to the sunken prison, seeing as he knows exactly who he put down there. You were supposed to get the other Netherstone from Orin, and she's not down there. You tell him exactly why you're here, and he says that when the corpses of the prison begin to wash up on shore, just know it was all your fault.
Ugh, you're so dramatic.
Then the TV shuts off. As you dock, explosions around the prison start setting off, flooding it, giving you a very short period of time to break the Duke and anyone else you see fit out of here. It's a sprawling facility too, and you have to fight off a bunch of amphibious creatures that are guarding it. They really don't care that it's flooding. Fortunately, every person you save joins in the fight, making it easier the more you rescue. When you find Will's father, Mizora appears and calls on a gang of minions to attack him since she promised he would die. So, you have to keep him safe, while also trying to get him out of the prison before it floods. Which is hard because he's still under control of the Absolute and struggles against your rescue. But you make it back to the bathysphere with as many prisoners as possible, including the Duke. Once on board, the Emperor lets you know that since the Duke is near the prism, his mind is clear and his once again.
Oh, good.
Which makes Duke Ravengard fucking pissed at Will for what he has become.
He's like, what the fuck, dude?
Because even being rescued from certain death doesn't cure his racism.
Ugh.
Will connects to his father's mind through their tadpoles and shoves his entire life through his brain. All the sacrifices he's made to his humanity. All for his friends, all for Baldur's Gate, all for his father. He's never done any of this shit selfishly and has gained nothing from any of it. The Duke is like, well, shit. Then apologizes for everything, asking Will's forgiveness.
Good.
Of course, Will accepts. Then the Duke says that since Will is probably the best guardian in the history of the city, he deserves to know about its secret weapon. A massive worm that sleeps under the city. Now, for those not into high fantasy, this worm is spelled Wyrm.
Oh, you know my dumbass thought. Just a big old pink floppy thing, no eyes, no butthole. Oh, is it shaped like a worm?
Well, different mythologies depict worms as limbless dragons, almost like
God damn
a
it.
giant snake with wings.
What the fuck?
But in this game, it's a term for an ancient one, far stronger and more powerful than any other traditional dragon.
So this shit is still a dragon?
It's still a dragon.
It's called a worm, but it's a dragon?
Yeah.
You took dragon and somehow made it sound less like dragon, but it's still dragon? I feel like I'm being gaslit. Is
I'm
that
sorry.
weird? Why is this happening? I just don't get it. It's just, what? It's a big lizard? Those exist now. It's a crocodile, but it can fly. Don't do that. In what fucking world would they be our friends? They wouldn't give a fuck about us. They would reverse dinosaur us and send meteors on us. There's no reason they would be friendly, helpful, good, an ally. They would simply eat everyone.
That is so funny you say that. In Final Fantasy, there is a dragon that sends meteors down at you.
Hell yeah. And you know what? Deserved. We should get him. Fucking bring it back. I don't care about dragons.
Well, Wormrock Fortress is named after the worm that sleeps beneath the city.
I figured as much. Like, well, To be real, I just assumed the soil was real wet.
Oh. It's real fertile land.
Yeah, like if you go out barefoot, you're gonna feel a squish and it's gonna be really gross.
Nah.
So this means underground dragons.
Yep.
So like, we say worms, but instead you're just gonna, imagine dragons through the lightning and the thunder.
Oh my God, stop.
I know one song, I'm so sorry.
Well, you'll have to go deep underground to wake it. But if you do, it'll be a valuable ally in the coming war.
No, it won't, for all the reasons I just said.
Which, for the sake of time, long story short, you do that.
Okay. Then you're friends with the worm dragon.
Back at camp, you have a run-in with 2 of your companions. It changes based on who is in your party and who you've left behind at camp. Let's say it's Lae'zel and Shadowheart for these purposes.
Shart.
Lae'zel is holding Shart at knife point, saying she's not who she says she is. Shart didn't think Lae'zel saw it, but she saw someone else and shapeshifted into her.
Whoa.
You're like, holy shit, Gortash was right. Lae'zel moves to strike her down, but something is off. You tell her to slow down. You need more proof than just her word. Lae'zel tosses Shadowheart to the side, saying that maybe if she removes your eyes, you'll finally see the truth.
What the fuck?
Then, Lae'zel turns into Orin right in front of you.
Oh, come on! I fully assumed that it would be your weird little butler.
Oh.
And that your butler's been watching, like fucking top hat in the tall grass type shit.
No.
Oh, it's Lae'zel? That sucks.
It really, like I said, it depends on who you left behind in your party. It's whoever you did not have in your party. It's one of them.
In this situation, it still sucks
It does
really
suck, yeah.
bad.
You stop her from attacking and request a parley. She knows about your mission to kill her and offers a different solution. Being your sister, she knows you intend to betray Gortash after taking her netherstone. So, she offers a new plan. Kill him instead. Take his stone. Then you and she have a 1v1 duel to the death. The winner of that fight gets all 3 netherstones and control of the absolute.
I like that she's like, at some point a bunch of us are gonna die, but
Yeah.
let me pitch you on a bracket system.
Besides, Gortash already knows you're not fighting on his side anymore after that prison break earlier.
Fair.
If you agree, she'll stop sending her minions after you so your path to Gortash is clear. Refuse, and she'll double her efforts to kill you and all of your friends before you can get to her.
Can your party members experience permadeath?
No, they can't.
Okay, that's kind of cool though.
No.
Like, it's not like you can whittle them down.
But you can, there are a lot of chances that you can betray them to a point where they'll quit entirely.
Oh, you can send them away.
Yeah, we're just not going into any of those. But yeah,
That's fair.
They'll leave you at some time if you really suck.
But this is a friendship run.
This is a friendship run, yeah. She tells you not to forget how easily she snuck into your inner circle. In an effort to keep your path clear, you agree to her terms, even though every part of you wants to slaughter her here and now.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, being siblings, your father's protection runs through both of you, and neither of you can kill the other by your own hand.
I'm an only child, so I can't relate.
He'll need to be present when you fight to the death. He needs to personally remove his protection over the 2 of you, hence the duel she proposed.
Is this how you and your sister fought? growing up?
Yeah, exactly.
Got it.
She'll make sure that he's there. Then she vanishes to let you go off and kill Gortash. But Lae'zel is gone too, as Orin needed to dispose of her to take her form.
Oh, that sucks.
Since Gortash controls a legion of robot soldiers, you head to the foundry where they're built to shut that shit down and take out his support. So you head over there and do that real quick. Honestly, it's not terribly difficult, especially if you freed a bunch of the prisoners, as they'll show up and help you as thanks, basically.
As like a fuck yeah, let's wreck some house.
But also because their family members are being forced to build the damn things to begin with.
Right.
Fortunately, all the bots are a hive mind, and shutting down the foundry shuts every robot under Gortash's control down and stop working entirely.
Oh, you gotta love when that happens.
With his army destroyed, you head off to destroy him next. Karlach begs to come along, so of course you allow it. When you get there, she screams at Gortash for selling her off to Zariel. He's like, whatever, it was for the greater good, or something. Karlach says he may not feel sympathy, but he's about to feel fear.
She's the coolest motherfucker in this whole world.
He laughs, saying he has a deal with you, and there's nothing she can do about it. You're like, actually? He looks at you confused. If you don't team up, the Absolute will bring its army here and kill everyone. The only way to stop it is to be on the same side. Karlach says evil has no reason. Evil just is. Until it isn't. With that, her body erupts in more flames than you've ever seen.
Yes.
Gortash's eyes go wide, begging you to stop her before she burns his entire castle down. You just smile as Karlach pulls her massive sword to strike the man who sold her into slavery down.
Fuck yeah!
After a mighty battle, you end his life, and Karlach goes over to his body to confirm the kill.
Oh, fuck yeah.
She's confused. She expected to feel something. A fanfare, anything. But she still feels empty and broken.
Oh.
Her heart is still destined to kill her, as dead as Gortash is now. That's literally all she has to look forward to. Her death.
Oh.
She starts sobbing, with anger behind her words. Nothing changed. She's as fucked now as she was before he died. And he's no sorrier than when he was alive. So now the fuck what? What is she supposed to fucking do? You tell her that whatever she's destined to do, you're gonna do it together.
Good.
Which doesn't bring her much comfort. Asking you to leave her at camp for a little while. Let her scream it out. A request you oblige, knowing that she needs some time to clear her head.
Yeah.
She thanks you, departing with a genuine, love you. Suddenly, you and your companions nearly fall to the ground, grasping your heads, as the Absolute attempts to take over your minds. The Emperor shouts at it, saying to leave you all alone, and the pain subsides. The Emperor tells you that with Gortash dead, you can now take his Netherstone. But also, the Absolute has one less person controlling it, and is beginning to break free from the control the stones have over it.
Ah, fuck.
But once you get all three, you'll have it under your command, and will have to decide what to do with it. While the Emperor is subduing the Absolute from taking control of you, you still hear it speak. The problem is, it seems to have the same goals as you. It's expressing joy that the foundry was destroyed, elation at the deaths of Ketheric and Gortash, and begins chanting, "Kill Orin, kill Orin, kill Orin," which you plan on doing anyway.
Yeah, I'm kind of with the chanting.
Making you confused about your wants. If it's what the Absolute wants you to do, should you do it?
Well, it's complicated because I think the Absolute's side is like, I don't want to be pulled in a bunch of different directions. I want one partner. I don't want to work with two people who are siblings fighting over dumb shit every day. I want the lobotomized one. That seems like a better partner for me.
You head to camp and find Karlach, who is in shockingly good spirits. She's had time to process and let out her anger, and says that as long as she's still alive, there's still a chance she'll figure all this shit out.
Yes, girl, she did some journaling, she took a nap, she's doing great.
Even if she doesn't, she's gonna fight to the very end, hoping you'll be by her side when the end comes.
And she fucking loves fighting.
You agree that you will be, and tell her you've had an idea. The Devil Raphael's House of Hope is in Avernus, where Karlach is safe. While they can't get to Zariel there, he's likely to have some powerful hell weapons that you can obtain to kill Zariel if and when she gets a chance. She's reluctant, but agrees.
All right, I'll kill him if I can.
You find a shop where the owner has a gateway into the House of Hope. She agrees to let you use it if you promise to bring her back some sweet loot. So you agree, and she grants you access. You step through the portal into the House of Hope, and enter Raphael's lair. You also had a chance to run into him at a brothel in another part of town.
Whoa!
Where he would offer you a weapon that would free the prince from his bonds, but we're not going down that road.
You don't want to take us to the brothel?
No, not that just that, but like we're not freeing the prince.
Okay.
So this is the way to enter for this run. and just steal the weapon out from underneath him,
Okay.
along with some incredible armor. If you do a really good job down here, you'll also walk out with a new ally, but more on her later.
Okay.
The House of Hope is massive, of course, being the home of a devil. It also has one of the most unique things you can do in the game here. You can literally go fuck yourself.
Tom, we've been doing this for hours. I'm tired. We've been talking about worm dragons. We've had some bears that I feel very protective of. There's been a lot of death. Where are you going with this one?
There's a character down here who is a shapeshifter.
Oh.
And they offer you the chance to fuck yourself.
This was an episode of The Boys. Yeah.
While snooping around the House of Hope, you sneak into Raphael's bedchambers, where you meet the devil, Raphael. But something is off. He doesn't act like himself. That's when you realize it's a shapeshifter inhabiting his body.
Imposter.
Raphael is quite vain and doesn't much care for making sure his sexual partners are satisfied. So he utilizes Harlip, the shapeshifter, to fuck himself.
Sure, man.
Harlip offers you a chance to sleep with Raphael if you want, or yourself.
Those are your two options?
Those are the only two options he gives you.
Oh.
If you choose yourself, it does come with a condition. Harlip will be able to become you whenever they please, or someone else pleases.
Whoa! Oh, so it unlocks you into, like, the bank of the fuck bank.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that's a tricky one.
Basically, they need permission to take someone's form the first time. After that, they have free reign over that person's body, so to speak.
This is not how consent works.
No. But you do have to agree to it first, so it is kind of consensual. So that's how you can go fuck yourself in the most literal way possible.
Okay.
Yeah, I didn't want to fuck the devil, so I did myself.
You hit?
Yeah.
Was it good?
I was great.
I don't.
Fortunately, Harlip is one of the few characters you can sleep with that won't upset your primary partner, even if they're strictly monogamous.
Because they're at work.
It's masturbation.
Is it masturbation if you fuck Raphael, though?
No.
No, it's not.
It's definitely not.
No, this still count. I'll talk to you about this later.
Okay. Someone else you can meet down here is a dwarf named Hope. No, the House of Hope is not named after her. Hope is more than her name. She is the genuine embodiment of the feeling hope. Raphael kidnapped her and keeps her here.
Oh.
To show any and all that even hope has no future as long as he lives.
That's a fucked up thing to do.
Making it a cruel irony given the name of his home. Obviously, she wants the fuck out of here and asks for your help, saying that the only way out is to kill Raphael. Basically, you'll need the same weapon that would free the prince to free her from her chains, which won't be easy, to say the least. Basically, you need to literally give the world hope again, because the devil took it away.
Oh my god.
If you can manage to get the weapon before confronting Raph, then Hope will join you in the fight against him, since you'll need to kill him if you hope to escape his house after defying his rule down here. Once freed, she's ecstatic,
Reasonably.
apologizing for her ravaged appearance. But there's literally nothing wrong with her. She's quite pretty, in fact. She laughs, saying, "Oh, you're too kind. She'd kiss you if they hadn't cut off her lips." Which they never did.
Oh.
Hope has lost her fucking mind,
Oh.
having been imprisoned for so goddamn long.
Oh no.
She laughs maniacally and says it's time to kill that motherfucker Raphael and leads the charge into battle.
Absolutely, baby girl. Take your loony bin ass down to him.
She has a lot of anger built up and is a fantastically powerful character, decimating Raphael's legions of demons that protect him along the way.
Good.
Finally, the man of the house appears, wondering who the fuck is causing all the damn noise. He hates noise. Litters of kittens, chattering children, all of it. Raphael is flanked by Uriger, the demon you met in the Shard Temple, as well as Hope's sister, Corilla. She's the pragmatic one, grounded and feels like she understands reality, unlike her sister, who was always so hopeful.
None of the writers had good relationships with their siblings.
Right? Seriously. It is possible to recruit Uriger with one of the most difficult dice rolls possible. If you do, he says that challenging the devil in his own home is pretty fucking baller, so he sides with you.
Okay.
Otherwise, you're gonna have to kill him. Corilla, on the other hand, can't be convinced, and you have to help Hope defeat her sister as well.
And you're like, I totally get it. My sister's fucking crazy.
Yeah, I'm gonna kill my sister right after this. She serves Raphael because she believes he's a superior being that can't be destroyed. Raphael says that free will is mankind's greatest flaw.
Oof.
Take it away, and you're a tyrant. Grant it, and they become the tyrant.
He's pretty real for that.
He gave you a chance, plenty of times, to come to him. He could have made all your troubles disappear. But your stupid free will has made you arrogant, which is bold coming from him. You think you can take on the world all on your own. And maybe you can. But this is the underworld, bitch. This is his domain. And he's not about to let you take it away from him. Hope dies today. Raphael sheds his human form and unfurls his satanic wings wide, ready to unleash literal hell upon your mortal bodies. With his hit point counter being a very appropriate 666. You better be prepared, because this kicks off the most memorable battle in the entire game.
Hell yeah.
It's unforgettable for a very specific reason. The music. The song that plays during the fight is called Raphael's Final Act. It's the only voiced battle music in the entire game. Sung by Raphael's voice actor Andrew Wincott, accompanied by Maria Anastasova, which I can't help but play for you now.
Souls go to their dooms in flame forevermore.
Hell has its laws. Hell. Effect in the cause, curtain falls, but hold your applause. Squirm, for now down here come the claws.
Whoa.
The song was conceived by Sven Vinke. It was inspired by Be Prepared, Scar's memorable as fuck villain song from The Lion King.
Yeah.
He wanted an epic operatic fit for the Lord of Avernus, tasking Borislav with a song unlike any other in the game. Something to let the player know that while this might not be the final battle, it is the most important. Because without hope, the world will fall into darkness. Raphael unleashes his hellspawn minions upon you and dishes out attacks that will harm even his own. Because there is nothing more important to him than his desire to rule hell. Hope wants you to keep her sister alive, even though she's fighting against you, out of a desire to reconcile once this is all over. But if she's caught between you and Raphael, he has no problem blasting through her to get to you.
Ugh.
With a final blow, you defeat the devil, and Hope is jubilant, asking you to pinch yourself to make sure it's not a dream. Which you do, and she is beyond relieved, even if her sister doesn't make it through the fight. There's no use crying over spilled blood. You invite her to join your party, but she declines. She's been down here so long and lost so much of herself, she feels a need to stay behind and put everything back together again.
Yeah.
Besides, the place is called the House of Hope. Seems fitting she call it home, all things considered.
Oh, honey.
Plus, people will still be coming here when they die, and she plans to make it a place of healing and growth, not pain and suffering.
She's gonna make it the good place.
Speaking of pain and suffering,
Oh no.
Shadowheart needs to rid herself of Shar entirely and reclaim the memories she had removed when she accepted the mission to retrieve the prism.
Mm.
saying her cloister is located here in Baldur's Gate, called the House of Grief. You enter, and the receptionist says she's been expecting Shadowheart. Thought she'd never show up.
I assumed a shart would show up here.
Shart demands to be let inside, and the receptionist says she knows the rules. First, she has to submit to a mapping of the heart, a ritual that shows her devotion to Shar. Entering a holy chamber, Shart is confronted by a hooded woman figure. She asks if Shart knows why she's here.
You can never expect a shart like that. Come on.
She responds that she lost her family when her memories were taken, and she is here to reclaim them. The woman asks what her true purpose is. Shart responds that she was sent to retrieve the prism at any cost. The woman asks, who gave her this mission? Shart says, you did, Mother Superior, without realizing she's even saying it. The woman stands, removing her hood, saying she knows what's inside Shadowheart's head better than she does, knowing that Shadowheart still needs to learn to embrace loss. Shadowheart refers to Mother Superior by her real name, Viconia Devere, another character from the first two Baldur's Gate games.
Oh, cool.
Viconia is impressed, saying that Shadowheart has completed the mapping of the heart and may now descend into the real House of Grief, then vanishes. Deep in the bowels of the House of Grief, Shadowheart begins to remember this place. The hours spent worshipping Shar. In the center, Viconia is there, with disciples of Shar all around her. She welcomes you, saying you'll be a lesson to all what happens when you defy Shar, giving her one final chance to save herself from certain doom, asking for the prism, the item she was tasked with bringing to her. Shadowheart refuses, saying she's not here to complete her mission. She's here to reclaim her family. Viconia goes, you dumb bitch, we are your family. Your chosen family anyway. Now hand over the prism, or watch what happens when you fuck with family.
It's more Manson family than like.
Oh, very much so.
I mean, not that brother-sister relations are great in this world, regardless. But
It's definitely worse than Dom Toretto's family.
yeah, that's family over everything.
You choose violence, and the entire congregation attacks. After a lengthy battle and a whole lot of death, you stand over Viconia, who begs you to send her to Lady Shar's embrace with a killing blow. Shadowheart says that this bitch still has answers she needs. Like, where are her parents? Viconia says they're right where they've always been, through a set of doors just down the hall from here, in the Chamber of Loss. Loss. Something Shadowheart never learned to embrace.
Oof.
She's been there many times. They took the memories away from her, but not from her parents. They've seen her leave them there every single time she visited. They've seen her submit to Lady Shar at their expense. They've cried many tears over it and remember every single one, even though she doesn't. The pain Shadowheart feels on occasion, a lasting and punishing reminder of their torment that she subjected them to. Shadowheart asks her why. Why did Viconia do this to her and her family? She says that Shar commanded it. Take a follower of Selûne and convert them to a follower of Shar.
Oh, fuck.
Show that all light fades and darkness will always win in the end.
Oh my god.
Shadowheart was destined to take her place as the right hand of Shar, and she threw it all away. Viconia killed so many people to get to this point, and Shadowheart has rendered all those deaths to be in vain.
Oh my god.
Shadowheart looks down at the beaten woman and says that now all she wants to do is see her parents, and turns, saying that you can do what you want with Viconia.
She's so done.
She calls back to Shadowheart, saying no, if she's gonna die, it needs to be at the hand of her failure.
Ugh.
The one she was supposed to convert needs to kill her. Shadowheart heads toward the door to the chamber where her parents are kept and tells Viconia to embrace loss as you pull a knife and slide it into the bitch's stomach, spilling her guts on the floor. You follow behind and enter the Chamber of Loss. Inside, 2 people, a man and woman, are strung up by magic bounds, 10 feet off the ground. The man is mad, saying he can't take another one of Char's tricks. Pain shoots through Shadowheart as well as her parents, and her mother confirms, this can be no trick.
Oh.
That is their little girl, Genevieve Hollowleaf. The pain returns to all 3, and suddenly, a 50-foot woman appears towering over the scene.
Oh, shit.
Lady Char herself. She says that Shadowheart submitted herself to Char. There's no turning back. She can kill every single follower of Char in existence, and it won't change the hold she has on her. Char is a concept, a feeling, the source of all pain, both physical and emotional. The only way to cease the pain is to embrace it, to return to Char. Genevieve tells her to fuck all the way off.
Yeah.
She's taking her parents and leaving this place.
Yes, girl.
Taking them away from her. Genevieve's father says there's no use. They're all bound to each other. Every time she feels pain, it will shoot through her parents,
Oh.
begging her to return to the fold so they don't have to suffer any longer. But Mom, she's not as weak as Dad. She wants Jen to fight, to endure the pain and free them. Or just let them die. She'll take either at this point.
Yeah. Either way, get me the fuck off of here.
Char tells Genevieve that the choice is hers alone. Pain and parents. Or embrace loss. No pain, no parents. Her father says that even if she chooses their death, all the hurt they've suffered was worth it, just to see her once more broken free from Char's control.
Oh my god.
It's time to end the pain and let them go, trusting she will do the right thing. With Mom telling her husband to shut up and let her decide. Accessing a power she didn't know she had, Genevieve calls upon her real patron, Seluna, and releases her parents from the magical prison.
Oh.
The family embraces, reuniting at long last, memories restored. Mom and Dad join your camp, where they can catch up with their daughter and get some much-needed recovery time.
They go in the fuck tent after Isabel. And, like, you guys done with this? We're going to change the sheets and just lay down for a while.
Everybody needs that tent at least once.
Yeah.
However, the pain curse Char has over them will never go away, as they all learned to embrace the pain instead of the loss. But Genevieve has one request, that she still be called Shadowheart. It's a part of who she is, and she needs the reminder of what she can become if she loses herself again. She's done forgetting. Being good parents, they promise not to dead name her.
You know they talked mad shit in that tent. They're like, she's been gone forever. We were fucking in prison and she's going out here going, please call me Shart. What the fuck?
She's choosing Shart over Jen.
Shart? Really? We named her after her grandmother. It's a beautiful name. We have to call her Shart now? Are you fucking kidding me?
After saving Mom and Dad, the Emperor enters your mind, telling you that his old hideout is nearby, and he left some pretty powerful weapons and armor there, saying that there's a secret entrance into it under a local tavern. You head down and find it with his instructions. Once inside, you find a large hall where he ran his dork-ass gang of local merchants, the Knights of the Shield. A literal chamber of commerce. Which, if you've ever dealt with one, is a genuine racket.
And usually does feel like you're stuck in a chamber.
Inside, you find a grip of Githyanki sent here by Vlaakith, who knew you'd come here eventually. They're here to take the prism, and know all about the Emperor and Prince being inside. They're loyal to Vlaakith through and through. So you kill them and protect the prism. Searching the chamber, you find some remnants of the person the Emperor used to be. Recipes for food, an old cooking knife, those sorts of things. It really humanizes the beast you've met. That night, when you rest at camp, you wake up inside the prism. The Emperor is next to you, shirtless, gazing up into the ether.
Everyone is so fucking horny in this.
He thanks you for fighting off the Githyanki in his home. They were desecrating it with their presence, and would have done even worse to the prism. He feels like the two of you are now true allies, that he has nothing left he can hide from you, even his body.
No! Don't fuck him.
Yeah, you do have the option to fuck the Emperor here.
I don't like that.
Only if you were being more nice than mean to him throughout the game.
He's already been in your head. You might as well. I hate it. I don't like the power dynamic in this.
Or you can reject Squidward because gross.
Fully. Don't do it. Oh, that's for the tentacle people.
Yeah.
Oh, not my fandom.
Nope.
Good for you.
Not into
Zero
tentacles.
desire on my end. Not into it. I don't like it. It's not for me.
Well, regardless of if you screw him or not, he still thinks it would be wise to submit to becoming a mind flayer like him.
Is that a part of it?
Which? Becoming? No, like not
Like
in...
he's a top?
No.
Flay it open for me.
You see now that it's possible to maintain your humanity thanks to the prism, while gaining all the strength that his kind has to offer. He then sends you back to the real world, saying to think on it. The Emperor's home also has a passage into the city's sewers. Something draws you toward them, and you enter. You explore a bit until you hear a voice calling to you. It's your butler, Solaritus Fell,
I fucking hate this guy.
standing in front of two gigantic double doors, saying you finally made it home to the temple of your father, Baal. He says that Orin is here and waiting for you inside, ready for your final confrontation.
So fuck it. We ball.
Being the temple of Baal, your father can see everything that happens within its walls without actually having to be there, since he's an elder god and doesn't really take a physical form anyway.
He's kind of just a vibe.
Solaritus will act as his eyes, ears, and mouth.
Mm.
He opens the doors for you, and you enter, where you find a bunch of cultists of Baal, here to see his children fight to the death.
Being in a cult's gotta be weird.
Right? I would not want to do it. Some of them rooting for your success, others for your failure, all of them taking bets, but promising to stay out of the fight by order of Baal. In the center of the room, on a slab, is the party member that Orin impersonated earlier out cold.
Ugh.
Remember, for these purposes, we said it was Lae'zel. Orin holds her blade at Lae'zel's throat, threatening to strike. You scold her, saying you had a deal and to let her go. It's your blood she wants. She pulls back, saying you're right. Plus, after she kills you, she's going to kill all of your friends anyway. She taunts you, saying how funny it is that you, Baal's favorite, the one who came up with the absolute plan and executed it, had your brain carved out by this very blade, staining these unholy walls with your blood. She still hears your screams, and you can't even remember any of it. You don't deserve the death that's coming for you.
Jesus Christ.
She sheds her humanoid form, becoming that giant four-armed demon towering high over you, as you engage in a 1v1 battle for the Netherstones, and to prove which one of you are truly deserving of your father's blessing. Blood flies from you both as you engage the beast before you, but with a final killing strike, she falls, disintegrating into nothing but blood and bone. The hall erupts in cheers, and Solaritus Fell deems you the chosen one, declaring that Baal is here and is coming to congratulate you personally. Suddenly, a blade drives through the butler's chest from nowhere.
Thank God. I've been waiting for that.
5 more appear, and he floats toward you, suffering this unseen attack.
Good. Honestly, he fucking sucks.
A 7th blade protrudes through his throat, and in the reflection from the pool of blood beneath him, you see your father, like he's Mufasa, because they really love the Lion King metaphors in this game. He didn't expect you to win, but has a gift for you, one that he wants you to take so you can rule the world now that you control the absolute. Your dark urge, ravenous from the death duel, craves the gift. But you fight the feeling off, saying you don't want anything from the god of death. You want your freedom. Ball says that if you're going to reject his blood that runs through your veins, then he will reclaim it. He can always birth another child, one who is worthy. You are powerless to stop him here in his temple. Ball's reflection raises his arm, and you find yourself floating. Ball closes his hand into a fist, and your life ends
Whoa.
as the screen cuts to black.
Whoa. Oh, shit.
Silence befalls the temple for the first time in centuries, as the onlookers can't believe what they're seeing. Your final thoughts pass as you feel at peace, knowing your soul will not descend into Avernus with your death. A voice rings out, saying that since you, the champion, refused evil and rejected your father, the god of death, you have earned your place in the land of champions and heroes. Withers appears and enters the temple, as it was his voice that spoke. He says that he still has the power to resurrect the dead,
Oh my god, that's right.
and you have certainly earned a resurrection for turning down ultimate power, offered by a god,
Oh shit.
telling you to rise, challenger of gods, and prepare for one final battle. Death isn't your destiny, so long as he endures.
Whoa. I forgot about him.
Oh, right?
Holy shit.
You do not expect this guy to come out of the camp ever.
No.
You rise, saying that you don't deserve this. You've killed so many in your life. You deserve death. Withers tells you that if you're to redeem yourself for the destruction you've caused, you can only do so in life. You fought hard against your dark urge and have beaten it back more times than you've allowed it to take control. In fact, your dark urge is now gone, never to return. For that, you deserve another chance.
Oh.
A final one to save the world. Today, you are born anew, a child of no one. Karlach looks at you and says, "Happy birthday, soldier!"
I fucking love her.
Withers tells you that Baldur's Gate needs you. Now go protect it. You stand and wake Lae'zel, who is beyond embarrassed that she got like that, heading back to camp in shame. Suddenly you feel a pulse in your mind. The Absolute rejoices, saying it's free from the Chosen at last.
Oh.
When the feeling passes, you walk over to Orin's knife, which has her netherstone embedded within, and retrieve it. The moment you lift it, the Emperor appears, wanting to confirm you have all three at last. You focus on the stone, and suddenly you can see the Absolute, and where it's hiding. Underneath the city itself, waiting for its new master. The Emperor tells you to be careful. Once you go down there will be no turning back. It's either kill the Absolute, or die trying. You rest up at camp before heading after the Absolute. Lae'zel is grateful for you saving her life, but she's never thanked anyone for anything before. The Githyanki don't even have a phrase that remotely resembles thank you.
So she kind of just hits you with like a, that was pretty cool.
The closest the Githyanki have is, may your enemies know agony.
That's punk as fuck.
But she can't think of anything more appropriate to say than thank you for what you've done. You saved her from death, so thank you. But now that you have all three Netherstones, the Absolute can't take control of you, as you control it. She asks you to enter the prism one last time and release Prince Orpheus from his magical bonds, using the weapon you got from Raphael, saying the Githyanki deserve their true leader back, to which you agree. If you find yourself inside the prism again, you'll free him. But you don't really have a way in without the Emperor allowing it, and he doesn't want you to free him until the Absolute is absolutely dead. So, you set out to kill it. You descend into the depths of the city. Underneath it all, in a cavern with green flowing liquid. You begin to feel the Absolute permeate the air, hearing it call out to you. So you continue toward it until you finally come upon its resting place, where the Chosen locked it away. You find the pool where the Absolute waits, and from inside your head, the Emperor tells you to ready the Netherstones. They fly out of your hand and connect, forming a single, glowing, triangular rock.
Ooh.
The Absolute rises, a brain the size of a blimp. The control crown resting upon it, glowing with power at the presence of the Netherstones. The Absolute asks if you really thought you could destroy it with the power of the Netherstones. Because you can't. With a wave of psionic energy, you get knocked to the ground.
Oof.
You stand up and see a towering mind flayer over you. So large, it's only the head whose tentacles slam down at your side.
Ah!
The Emperor says it's just fucking with you. None of this is real.
Oh.
Use the stones to fight back.
It said, don't believe nothing.
You try, but each time you do, the dice rolls are more difficult. The Absolute says that by defeating Ketheric, Orin, and Gortash, you removed all obstacles in the way. The Netherstones require far more power than you have, all thanks to your sister, who carved out your brain. Had she not, you would have had complete control of the Absolute. But she did, so you can't. The crown upon its head is now in control of the Absolute. A crown you personally placed.
Oh.
By bringing the Netherstones here, you've given the absolute control.
Oh, god damn it.
Honestly, not even the Chosen had the power to completely control the Absolute. They just thought they did. The Absolute allowed them to bicker and fight among one another, while the Absolute created an army of true souls. The Emperor insists the brain is lying and tells you to try harder to fight back. But it's nearly impossible. You can't fight back. The Absolute says that everything has been by design, even letting the Emperor guide you here. The Emperor is shocked, saying he had no idea that we were all part of his plan.
He said, you and I had something special. Remember that night?
You try one last time to fight back, and have to beat a 99 with your 20-sided die.
Oh, come on.
A genuinely impossible task, even with a nat 20 roll.
Yeah.
The Absolute blasts you backward, but you were caught by the Emperor, who appeared through a portal from inside the prism.
I've been behind you before. I'll be behind you again. His arms reach around you.
He throws you back through the portal for protection, telling the Absolute this isn't over. With you gone, the giant mind flayer illusion vanishes, and the brain begins to rise. It ascends through the ceiling above, right in the center of Baldur's Gate, destroying buildings and lives along the way.
Fuck.
Nautiloid ships appear by its side, dozens of them. The citizens look up in terror, while undercover true souls around them begin to transform into mind flayers.
Oh my god, like sleeper agents just
Yeah.
across the city. Fuck.
Openly attacking innocent bystanders. Former husbands eating the brains of their wives.
Oh.
Friends devouring their besties.
Mm.
Inside the prism, the Emperor tells you that the crown has caused the Absolute to evolve into something he calls a nether brain. You yell at him, saying the Netherstones were supposed to defeat the Absolute, not make it stronger. He's like, yeah, that's my bad.
Oh my god.
We need a new plan, quick. Lae'zel is like, well, Prince Orpheus's mother defeated the Mind Flayers once before. He has her power. Let's break him free. The Emperor says, no, we have to stop doing things the Absolute can predict. What we should do is free the prince and let the Emperor eat his brains. Then he'll have the power of the prince. Being a Mind Flayer, he can mind meld with the Absolute and kill it that way. Or something.
He is not confident enough in this plan.
You tell him that killing an innocent to preserve life is no longer your way.
There you go, baby.
You can't let him do that. He's pissed, saying after all he's done for you, you still don't trust him? He has made you so fucking strong, and you won't let him use his own strengths to save the world? What the fuck is wrong with you? If you're not going to work with him, then you're working against him.
Oh my god.
If you won't give him the Netherstones and the power to defeat the Absolute, he'll just have to take it from you instead.
Ugh.
The Emperor says you leave him no choice, as he opens a portal and departs, saying he's now Team Netherbrain, and exits the prism.
This fucking dork, he's so emotional.
With him gone, you free Prince Orpheus.
He's like, well, now that shit's over, let's go. Let's get this guy out of here.
He says you stink like one of them, but you freed him, so you must be allies. Saying you can call him Your Majesty. You're like, I just freed you, calm down. He tells you that he watched you use him for your own needs this entire adventure. You've known he was being held captive in here and did nothing about it until you needed him to be freed. You don't get to call the shots anymore.
Damn, he's kind of right.
He says that the Emperor was actually right.
God damn it!
You can't defeat the Absolute. Only a Mind Flayer with the power of Orpheus's bloodline can do it. Meaning, he will have to become one in order to kill it.
Fuck.
He has to willingly become that which he hates in order to save the world. But it still won't be easy. The Absolute will want to consume him, make him part of its army. Claiming him would be its greatest trophy. So he'll still need your help. With that, he succumbs to the Mind Flayer parasite within him and transforms into one. You give him the Netherstones so that he may reclaim control of the Absolute. He thanks you, saying that when this is all over, you need to kill him. He's an abomination and doesn't want to see himself in this form. Then leads the way out of the prism through a portal. You emerge in the city, directly under the Absolute. A battle is raging as dragon riders attack the flying nautiloids, and the flying brain controls its forces from high above. You encounter a group of Githyanki who have been thrown from their dragons, and they scream that this is all your fault. Now you're running around with a Mind Flayer like an asshole. The prince speaks Githyanki to them, telling them to calm the fuck down, saying that he is Prince Orpheus, and has chosen this form to save his people.
He's like, I know I'm not as pretty anymore.
Right.
But I'm doing this for you assholes.
He commands them to tell stories of his sacrifice.
Tell them how humble I was also.
Those who believe will join them to overthrow Vlaakith someday. But for now, there are bigger matters at hand, asking them to join him in the war for the skies. On your way to the Absolute, you encounter every ally you've accumulated ready to fight by your side. From the Night Song to Hope, the tieflings you freed from the Grove, Will's father and his forces, every single person you have saved is here. Even floppy-ass Volo, the storyteller. He says he's not much in a fight, but he'll make sure everyone will be remembered forever as heroes.
I love him. I'm glad he made it to the final battle.
Right? You give them a rousing speech of glory as the guardians of Baldur's Gate. It's time to save the city and lead the charge. With your army of allies at your back, you shatter the Absolute's forces as you head toward the final conflict. You eventually make it to the base of the Absolute, a brain stem rising up to the base of the flying brain. You begin to climb. It feels the sensation and soars higher, but you hang on tight while the worm from beneath flies around it breathing fire. It notices you and backs off, not wanting to hurt you. You make it to the top and can see the crown glowing brightly. You make your approach, but the Emperor lands in front of you, riding a giant red dragon.
Ugh.
He says he knows everything about you. Your fears, your attack patterns, everything. Then he summons a team of Dream Guardians, the ones who appeared to you and each of your friends when he was pretending to be them before his reveal.
Oh, shit.
But you have friends of your own,
Yeah.
and they arrive one by one to assist you in the battle.
Yeah.
Between you all, you slay the dragon and the Dream Guardians. Using the distraction of the fight, the prince approaches the crown and begins casting a ritual to take control. He opens a portal mid-battle, saying that you each need to enter it. It will take you inside the Absolute, where you'll finally be able to kill it. You each make your way to the portal while the fight rages and teleport in. Inside, you find the center of the Absolute. The Mind Flayer head projection looming over you, doing everything it can to stop you. With an effortless swing, you strike it down, giving the prince the opening it needs. Using the power of the Netherstones, he commands the Absolute to die.
Fuck yeah.
The Absolute can't resist his power and accepts its fate.
Yes!
Self-destructing from the inside out.
Oh, that's so cool.
You're all transported back out and watch the spectacle of its reign of terror ending.
Oh.
Inside your brain, the tadpole begins to burn up and you fall to your knees in pain as it does,
Oh.
along with your companions. As the parasite turns to ash, you stand, free from the hold it had on you. But you're still riding a flying brain, and it's quickly losing altitude.
Oh, right, that part.
The prince forces it out from over the city, crashing it into the harbor and sending you and your party flying off. It causes a massive wave, sending boats bobbing in its wake. Then explodes in a powerful, magical force.
Hell yeah.
The mind flayers attacking the city feel the pain of the explosion in their heads. Citizens see this and take the attack of opportunity, beating them to death in their agony.
Hell yeah.
Flayers beg for mercy, but there is none left to give, as their skulls are turned to jello under the heels of Baldurians.
Let's go.
The people cheer out in victory as they win the battle for their city. You and your party regroup at the docks of the harbor, looking out at the now dead Absolute. A new dawn rising. Asterion says that he no longer feels the parasite. And better still, he's not burning in the sunlight.
He knew in his heart that could kind of go either way. He's like, what if I explode?
Assuming that his heroics have granted him this gift.
Yes.
The prince says that you won, but he cannot return to his people in this form, asking you to fulfill your end of the deal and kill him. Then turns to Lae'zel, saying it's her destiny to return to the Githyanki upon his personal dragon and lead the fight against Vlaakith, which she accepts as her new mission. She cannot live in peace until her people are free from her rule. You try to convince him otherwise, but he insists. So you drive the sword through him, ending his life. Lae'zel calls upon the dragon and flies off to save her people, saying you will be remembered as a hero of the Githyanki, regardless of your species. Shadowheart chooses a life of peace with her parents. Maybe a nice cottage somewhere quiet with a lot of animals.
A nice, peaceful shart.
Gale looks out at the water, saying that the crown and netherstones are still out there. If he were to dive down and find them, he could become a god, rendering his orb ineffective. A good one to help all those in need. You're like, cool. Don't forget me when you're a god. Leaving Gale to go off and do whatever he wants, since his destiny to explode is no longer on the table.
I don't love where his storyline is clearly going.
It's a weird one, right?
Like, he's also like, I'll probably be a benevolent god.
Asterion says it would be nice to be on the first name basis with a god, asking, what should we do to celebrate? You say you want anything away from here, that's for damn sure.
Yeah.
He agrees, but then says, ow, as the sun begins to burn him alive.
Oh, shit!
He's like, oh, come on! Then he runs off saying he needs to find shelter. See ya.
Okay, so he's fine. He's
Yeah.
not. It's not like an immediate fire. He's just like,
No.
oh shit.
Will says, that's that for Asterion. If he finds shade, he'll be a creature of the night once again. Then you look over at Karlach, standing on the dock's edge. She too bursts into flame, saying that the fight was all the protection around her heart could take. This is it for her. She speaks through the suffering, dropping to her knees, asking, how did I do? You approach her, saying she was amazing.
Yeah.
She says you were too, and thanks for everything, for being her friend, her companion, and possibly even her lover, saying she adores you and always will. She says goodbye to the sun, the sea, and her friends. You tell her, no, she can survive in Avernus, so she's going to Avernus. You promised you'd stay by her side through to the end. This doesn't need to be it. She can survive in hell, and so can you. So you'll go with her, like you promised. She's like, awesome, but we need to go right fucking now because she can't hold out much longer.
I'm about to explode, my guy.
Will stays behind to govern over the city, along with his now reconciled father, wishing you both luck in your future. You arrive in Avernus by Karlach's side. You recognize this place. You flew over a battle here once, long ago aboard the Nautiloid. A battle Karlach was leading. The fire around her dies out, now that she's in a place equally as hot. Her home. She says that now she'll be fighting on the other side of that war, hoping you're ready. She pulls 2 cigars out and lights them, handing one over. A platoon of flying demons comes at you. Zariel's forces. Karlach says they're fast, but careless. Just get rid of them. But don't forget, you asked for this. It's time to let these fuckers know she's back. And this time, she's not alone.
She never will be again.
She tosses her cigar to the ground, pulls her weapon, and charges at the oncoming attack. You follow her into battle as the screen cuts to black and the credits roll.
Oh.
The end. That was Baldur's Gate 3.
I get it. That's a good story.
You get it now?
Yeah, okay.
I know it's
see.
high fantasy, which is not your favorite genre.
No, I did have to be looking at the characters the whole time to remember who is who.
Yeah.
That was cool.
There's like a quick little post-credit scene with Withers looking at like a painting of the 3 gods of death and being like, you guys fucking suck.
I could do so much better than you fucking idiots.
Yeah, you guys tried your hardest and still lost.
That's so good.
But yeah, that's the end of the game. And yes, it might not be the exact game you guys played. I'm sorry for the things I skipped, but you know, we had to get through it somehow.
Yeah, that was incredible. Thank you so much for taking us on that journey. I can see why you really liked it. There were some pieces of the party dynamics that reminded me of Final Fantasy VI.
Yeah, right?
But in a Ren Fair.
Yeah.
And like, but I mean, that's your favorite game. So
It is.
This kind of being something that hit for you makes a lot of sense.
This is right up there. I'm not going to lie. This is like a top game.
Yeah.
Like, just writing the episode, I had to start a new playthrough just to keep playing it, just because I was just like, I fucking love this game so much.
Oh no, you had to.
I know, I had to. No, for real though, at the end of the season, I am going to do a full playthrough of this version of it, of the Resisting the Dark Urge. So please, please, please make sure that you're following our YouTube, our Twitch, all that stuff, because I will 100% do a full playthrough of this, and I would love for people to be there with me.
How horny are you going to be?
As horny as possible, and I'm just going to say straight up, going for Karlach.
Absolutely.
I'm
She's the best one.
So mad that I didn't the first time, because god damn, she's incredible.
You love mean women.
And she's not even all that mean. She's so soft in the middle, and like, oh, she is a perfect character.
Oh, I love that.
And she's like one of the last ones you get in your group too.
Yeah.
But I love her so incredibly much. I love all the characters. Okay, so fuck, marry, kill. You ready?
Yeah.
So let's go with the men first. Who's your fuck, marry, kill?
Okay, so sorry, are we splitting it by gender?
Yeah, split it by gender.
Okay, definitely kill the butler.
Okay. I was meaning more of your companions, but sure. Kill the butler.
Well, where my heart is at is where I start with a kill. I think I would fuck Asterion just because he knows what he's doing.
Yeah.
Like, you'd fuck him for sport.
For sure.
Mary. Probably Will.
Okay.
There's some generational wealth there. If we're being very strategic, like, he seems like he would be very dedicated.
Yeah.
He has a decent family. He doesn't have siblings that we know of, which we know are the most problematic thing in this universe.
True.
And yeah, I fucking hate the butler so goddamn much. But yeah, Asterion, like, yeah, it's a vampire, but you know he knows what he's doing. Might as well. What about you?
I get that. No, definitely fuck Asterion. Like, 100%.
Yeah, you
for
get me.
kind of the same reasons, you know?
Fuck him for
like,
sport.
There's something about vampires, too. They're always, like, ultra bisexual, where, like, just
Yeah.
at that point when they've lived, like, a few hundred years, like, you try everything at that.
I think that's what the True Blood vampires have all said. They're like, after you're like 70, you're like, whatever, throw it in me.
Yeah.
All right.
I used to be Mary Halson and
Okay.
kill Will and Gale because I just never really cared for them before.
No.
But through like writing this, Will really grew on me a lot. I think he would be the Mary.
You know, I think he's a charming boy.
Yeah.
He definitely is dumb at points, and perhaps has more just made dumb decisions. But I think in the end, especially at the end of this journey, he's like, I'm not signing any fucking contracts, which maybe he won't marry me because of that.
He's done with contracts.
But he's at least like going back to his family. He's trying to set himself straight. You know, he's trying to do things above book.
Yeah, and Gale, I think he's a little too power hungry for my taste.
I get you.
Yeah.
Yeah. Literally.
Now for the ladies.
Marry all of them.
Marry all of them.
Marry all of them. Kill your sister.
Okay.
Yeah, she sucks. She's also a demon monster, so kill her immediately.
Well, I would hope you wouldn't want to fuck or marry your sister.
Yeah. we're not that kind of family.
No.
No, yeah, she's the worst person on earth. She gave you a lobotomy. She's trying to kill you and all your friends.
Truly.
She is the worst. I think I would marry Karlach and live in the underground with her.
Forever and always.
Yeah, because, like, the house is going to be safe. She's fun. She's engaging. She's sweet. For fuck, let me hop in the tent with Isabel and Night Song.
Okay.
Yeah. They have some just got out of prison sex.
That's fair.
Let me in there.
Okay.
Can I use that as does that count? It's one tent. So let me get in there.
I just watch, but yeah, my Mary is forever and always going to be Karlach now.
You and I have very similar taste in women.
Truly, but I think I would fuck Lizelle because, yeah, she would ravage me. And it would be fun. I think at one point she said, I would break you. And I want her to try. And I'd kill the shark. I know that is devastating to a lot of people. A lot of people really love Shadowheart. I never saw it at any point in any playthrough. I was always just like, she does nothing for me.
Okay. That's
But
fair.
I know that a lot of people love Jennifer English, so that might have a lot to do with it.
So not necessarily the writing, but the performance of the character. They're like,
Yeah.
fuck yeah.
Any game she's in wins Goaty, so
She's doing good.
she's doing great. She's got a
She's doing-
fantastic career.
She's doing real fucking good. I had a
Yeah.
really good time. This was fun.
I'm so glad you enjoyed it. No, there's a couple other characters that we did skip over to that just we never met, but, you know, whatever. One guy has like a little pet gerbil that's really cute.
And I saw a playthrough where someone played this whole game as a cat.
I don't understand.
Okay.
Yeah.
I didn't want to watch it through because I was like, Tom's going to explain this to me over the course of a few hours, so I don't want to get spoiled. And also, there's so many different endings and paths you can take, but someone definitely took a cat path.
There's spells that you can use to turn yourself into different things, so
Fun.
yeah.
If you guys had fun with us, don't forget to like and subscribe wherever you're listening to this. If there's an option, leave a comment. We'll talk back. If you want to talk to us more, you can check out our website, theothercastlepodcast.com.
That's theothercastlepodcast.com. If you didn't like the way I played through it, tell me about it. I want to hear all about it. What did you do differently? What do you disagree with my choices? I'm really interested to find out because there's, again, so many different options.
Yeah, tell us what your marry, fuck, kill is. The Discord's the best way to yell at us in live time.
It is. Yeah, that's where we're going to mostly respond. If you want everybody to see it, though, do it wherever you can.
Shout it from the rooftops.
Yeah.
If you want more of this, you can check out our Patreon. We are The Other Castle on Patreon. It's linked wherever you're listening to this.
Yes, we have 2 exclusive shows. We have The Other Castle side quests, as well as The Other Castle Plays Around. We do DLCs, histories, movie commentaries, and just general jib-jab like this.
Yeah.
But you'd have to have one that's quiet because you can't have it making too much noise because the feds will get here.
True, exactly. Yeah, you gotta keep it low key as fuck. So you couldn't have the potato powered one. The properties are so funny because you're like, it's either Hot Babes, Charlie Chaplin, or a child story.
Or Mother Goose story, right?
There's no in between. No, you dumb bitch. This is, again, one of the biggest things in your industry in the year. You are going to dinners, you're going to afters, you're going to...
And part of our Patreon is the fact that we give special shout outs at the end of every episode to our $5 and above tier. So here we go, starting with Aaron, Amber, Clinton,
Daniel, Leah, James,
Rye Guy, Jake, Ellen,
Krisha, Molly, Tretton,
Chase, Jitsu, X of Triforce,
Luigi, Soth Anna Toasted, Oliver,
JCC, Aegon the Conqueror, Nimitz,
Carolyn, Rondell, Daniel.
Julio, and As the Cat. Thank you all so much for being here. Thank you all so much for being a part of the Patreon. You help keep this show ad-free otherwise.
We love you so much. Don't forget to yell at Tom on the Discord and tell us who you would romance.
And as always, this is Tom and Andrea reminding you,
Extra, extra, read all about it. This is Volo the Floppy here, bringing you all the news from Baldur's Gate.
and don't skip the cutscenes. Bye!
I feel your breath upon my neck, a soft caress as cold as death.